All right. Friends, neighbors, Star Wars fans, lend us your attention. We have come here tonight to entertain you and amuse ourselves, although it may go the other way around. You never know. Depends on how the night goes. But I am, of course, your Master of Ceremonies, Jedi Phoenix, otherwise known as John. And I want to welcome you to our third chill out stream. I don't know about any of you, but it has been hot as blazes up here for the last few days. So I figured, you know what? Let's go hang out and chill out and see if we can have some fun. It is my pleasure and honor to bring you a very distinguished panel of guests, and I will allow them to introduce themselves.
Where?
Starting, where? Right. Starting with my part-time partner in crime. Nope, that's not it. Him.
Wrong direction,
over
bud.
there. Introduce yourselves, please,
Oh.
and thank you, gentlemen.
All right, I'm Artica, aka Noah. I'm his kid, and I don't have a YouTube channel. I just crash his videos sometimes and ruin them. And yeah, that's it. That's all you need to know. Wait, over here, your friend.
Yeah. I'm Scott. I'm also known as Darth Paradigm. I have a channel, and I buy a lot of lightsabers, and I just produce videos about them for you guys. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and I like Star Wars. Go figure. Among other things.
That's my turn. So I'm Darth Rage. I also have a YouTube channel and TikTok for the kids. You got to do it for the kids. I like lightsabers. I like to dress up like space wizards, and I'm now building this. So cosplaying lightsabers. His turn.
That's awesome. Hey, I am Elvis the Blues Pro, and I just watched your TikTok of Baby Yoda. That was awesome. Yeah, I have a channel, just the Blues Pro on YouTube. I like lightsabers. I like the stuff that goes into making them work cool, sound good, and look pretty, like the code and the sound fonts and all that. So I've been doing some videos on that. Also, just bought the massive 3D printer behind me, so maybe some cosplay in the future. I don't know. We'll see. I still gotta figure that thing out. I've been having technical difficulties. So.
I shouldn't laugh, but you know.
Just have to learn
Yeah.
ratio.
You
That's
got
all. Ratios, my friend.
Someday, man, I'll get it figured out. My
Gentlemen,
first
if
print,
You just have to do math good.
if I can hold it, I haven't attached these pieces yet, but this is the first print that I did.
let me zoom you in. Hold on.
So these aren't.
Saberscan.
Yeah, these aren't attached yet. And obviously, I need to paint it and all that, but it's got
But
the
it's the Death Star,
grate.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I can
nice.
put an LED around here,
Ah,
so it'll light up.
All right, how much? How much to make me one?
me want.
Seriously, I will
Give me.
I will Venmo you the money.
I will get my magic dollar.
You will give me.
and I'll do all. You just
Once
give me
it's
the
done.
raw print, and I'll do the rest.
All right.
I got to figure out what the electronics are going to cost me. I would imagine $5. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I can make you something.
All right, Elvis. Elvis, you're gonna
Do
give me
not
the stand
reveal
right now.
any of your
You're
secrets.
gonna give me the stand.
You guys got it. I'll make you something.
Gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight. And yeah, no, you too, I guess.
I see what it is.
We already got
Go
people in the chat. Jim,
No.
what you doing, sir?
There are comments. Turn on comments. Boom. One commenter.
I got to change it already.
Oh,
One
I'm
so
Mark.
far. Others will follow, I am sure.
I'm Mark.
All right. So, does anybody have any new lightsaber stuff that they want to share about? I'm kind of on hold, as I've mentioned before. You know, I'm going to take the time, learn how to do some installations, and my saber mock, the Dark Storm. Not sure what's going on with that yet. And Vader's Vault is probably going to be the end of this year, beginning of next year. But you know, unless things change, that's pretty much it for now. Anybody else got anything they want to share?
I did a pretty silly font review the other day. Did you guys happen to see that?
Was it the Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you
very
haven't
pleased.
watched that yet, you'll have to go check that
Slimer and
out.
everything. I mean, that
Yeah.
took there was production involved.
Try to
That is
do
not
some
fun.
special effects.
Yeah, I was impressed. I watched the entire video.
Did you?
And look, I will tell all of y'all that I watched the entire video. I don't. I watched the entire video.
Yeah, I hate to admit, there's so many people that I subscribe to now that you kind of have to click through stuff. It's just like, okay, all right, I like that. Okay, got the gist, and I hate to do that, but when you have like 90
watch enough
a day,
to comment something.
yeah. But other than that, I haven't bought anything new. I bet you Scott has.
Well, what makes you say that?
I don't know. I figured, because it's
who are you talking about?
a new week, you must
It's
have a new
date that ends
lightsaber.
in Y.
What?
Because it's a day that ends in the letter Y. That's how we know you bought a lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm a slave to my passions. What can I say? I did find out that my Sabermock Spectre finally shipped yesterday after like 6 or 7 months. So
Fantastic.
that's sort of gonna be my. It's kind of like when you order a hilt like that and it takes so long to produce. When I ordered it, I was thinking, gee, that's probably going to be the most amazing saber I ever will own. And then I end up buying something like this. Because
hey, let me zoom you in so you can show it off.
let's just say that Gray Paladin is a good salesman.
I love those fins.
You will know
Yeah.
terrible pain.
Oh yeah. God damn.
Ooh.
Anyway, so
That does look nice.
I don't want to venture a guess. What model is that?
this one's the Senza.
Okay.
I mean, anything Saber Trio is just kind of like a rare commodity at this point, and they're reopening on the 20th, and I, I'm talking to a lot of people on my channel in the community section, and it's just so many people want to try to grab one, and they're only offering 800, and people think, hey, that's a pretty good number. That's gonna sell out in 120 seconds.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And
it's only Neos. It's not baselit either.
only
I found
Neos.
that out.
Look, I ordered a mirror from the last opening, and I mean they were gonna try to have everything shipped out by the time they reopened. Sub Zach.
Papa Zach,
Yeah.
we miss you, man. Hope everything's going well, though.
But things are just going so poorly for our good friends in Saber Trio. But I mean, damn, those guys! You hear what you see what they're doing for Shannon from Forged by Light with this Vectra.
Yes.
Yeah, that's sweet.
There's no other company.
Hey, here you go. New saber.
I can't believe that.
No
Crazy.
questions asked. Bam.
I sent Saber Forge my Dissident. It had an old Saber Core 3.0 that broke, and they threw in a Golden Harvest 3 version 3. So to me, Saber Forge did me a solid, just like what Saber Trio is doing for Shannon. So
Well,
Ow.
they should. Like I commented on his video. These companies are making money hand over fist. They're not going to lose anybody by going the extra mile to make sure that us, the consumers, are satisfied.
apparently, if you're the patch store, you will. Those
Oh,
guys
yeah.
won't bend. Those guys
It went
won't do
downhill.
a damn thing for anybody.
They do it dirty.
Yeah.
I was so
Yeah.
excited for this reopening, and I've been just fighting really hard, trying to what should I do? Should I buy a printer? Should I buy a Saber Trio? And I finally just like, you know what? I need to pull the trigger. I love my lightsabers. Saber Trio will I can always do that in the future, but I want to, maybe try to get into something where I can like maybe make a profit off of it so that I can afford a Saber Trio someday. So,
Yeah,
but
that
yeah,
printer's
I,
gonna
the
pay for itself.
that printer that's unlimited fun, man. You've literally got, you can create whatever you, for people that are into shit like we are, you can create knickknacks galore and little toys and props and fun stuff, So
I'm
yeah,
probably still gonna
I think you made
wake
a
up
good
early on the 20th with my credit card in hand and be like, all right, let me go look just in case. Like,
Yeah.
You got to at least try. I mean, I think if you don't have a Saber Trio, I'm guessing you probably don't.
I don't know.
Do you, Elvis?
I do not. My microphone not
can't hear
working great.
anything.
Yeah.
No, I can
I
hear you.
No,
didn't
you're
have
working.
one.
You're on.
Okay.
Scott, can you hear us?
Scott.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay.
There you
Yeah,
go.
he does not have a saber.
Never know what's gonna happen on this show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
I
mean,
do not.
I was debating about the Neos, and as cool as they are, I prefer the baselit, for dueling. And I asked Noah if he's got his eye on Aaron, and I said, look, if you
Yeah.
want the Neo, I'll spring for it. But he and I are both thinking, they'll reopen another time, and we'll wait and get what we want. So maybe maybe Black Friday, who knows?
We shall
I've been
see.
dueling with my Neo,
Yeah,
and obviously
well,
Shannon does.
true, but I'm picky.
Mm,
Well,
Me and my
anyway,
son.
once you learn to solder, you'll realize it's really not that difficult to repair a Neo blade.
You're probably right.
What's going to
but-
break is typically going to be the connectors at the end of it, and that's just soldering. If you know
Yeah.
how to.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's another
What's
reason
funny-
I want.
I just don't like to hit. I don't like to get hit and hit people, so that's why I don't do it.
really?
I'll
Aw.
spin
That's
hell
part of
out
the fun.
Me and my
Yeah,
brother go at it.
It's fun for
like,
me to spin them,
hours.
but I'm gonna run away if you start swinging them at me.
Now I'm thinking about it. The Aaron has like a really thin neck either way, so that could be doing with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
scared to duel with it.
that is a concern. Yeah.
It is a sweet looking saber though.
Yeah.
But speaking of Neos, what's funny is so my kid's 7, and so we duel all the time. And when we have our RGBX boards, we're really, really going at it, like to the point where you're like, "Ooh, did we break something?" I'm not sure. Like, I mean, we're really hitting super hard.
Hmm.
And then when I have the Neo, we kind of like light duel, and every once in a while you'll hear that crack sound, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and we're like, did we break something? Like we both pause because he knows that it's like way different than the other one. So yeah, it's funny. So we light duel.
You spar, I guess that's the proper term for it.
Yeah.
You don't go full tilt boogie the way my kids do. Because Noah and his younger brother, who's 10, they've had a couple of moments.
Scott, you working again?
What's that?
I was just checking to see if you could hear us again. Back to your question. No, I do not have a saber
I've
trio.
been following right along. It's just it is every once in a while it gets really, really weird. I don't know if that's me or
That kind of just sounds like my life in general. I'm following right along, and then every once in a while it gets really, really weird.
yeah.
We like weird. Weird is good.
Yeah. Now, as far as the Neo Pixel to baselit, I'm the kind of guy I kind of like both. I mean, like I have a pair of Genesis custom sabers. One's a Neo Pixel for fun, and then I have one that if I ever get to go visit Shannon and Blake in Atlanta, and get to join those guys in some dueling. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you gotta have the baselit. You gotta have that set up, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's hella fun. It's just as much fun to me as a NeoPixel, but I don't know. I like to just have sort of a well-rounded grouping of stuff I can bring with me to go have some potential fun.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Do you store all of your lightsabers in the same spot, or are they kind of sporadically all around the house?
Mine are
Um,
literally in a corner.
Yeah,
Other than
I
the
have
ones on the wall. They're all in one corner.
I have the
I was-
same thing. Just all
I was
shoved in
curious
a
about
corner.
Scott. Like, I was wondering, like, do you have a photo of like your collection, or is it not something you could all see at one time? I'd be very curious to see what that looks like. It's got to be thousands of sabers.
Oh, no, not that many. It's kind of, it's just kind of a mishmash, a little bit of a pile. I hate to say it. I don't really have the space it seems that a lot of people have, but no, I would never dream of trying to get them all together. And everyone's always asked me, hey, can you do a video of your entire collection? It's just like, yeah, if I go outside, maybe, I could probably line them up on one side of the house, I guess. I don't know. It'd take longer
do
to, I don't.
Do you ever sell them, or are you kind of like a saber hoarder?
I guess I kind of fall into the hoarder category. I mean, I have some that
Same.
it's mostly due to laziness. I mean, just the whole process of selling things. I have probably like a good handful that I could sell and not really be too concerned about. It's just I just my life is mostly just driving to work, driving home from work. It's a lot of commute and just like it's just I don't know. It's like I'll get to that point sometime when I'll have to thin out the collection, sell some shit. But most of it's just like Ultra Sabers anyway. Who's gonna even care, right? Hate to say it. Sorry, no disrespect.
Yeah.
Well, people new to the community, maybe, but yeah, I think people that have been around for a few days probably know about Ultra Sabers.
It's
And
a
the
bunch
difference.
of stunt sabers anyway. Hey
So
Shannon.
did anybody get
What's up,
a
Shannon?
video of MegaCon? At MegaCon, DX Sabers had a booth.
Yeah, I heard that.
Somebody got video of that. And apparently we're taking sales. I think they were basically directing people to their website, but yeah, no, that's just bad. And it was them. There was 3 saber vendors there. Them, Ultra Sabers, and Vader's Vault.
Just a small difference in quality.
Talk about one
Which
extreme to the
one
other.
would we visit?
But I guarantee you 90% of the people that bought a saber there walked out with an Ultra Saber.
Yeah, they Ultra Sabers
Probably.
had people there in their booth, wiring them and selling them right there on the floor. I'm sure hot gluing it as they were there and just shoving it all inside the hilt. But yeah, no, it was.
They had a little bit of an issue at one point, on the second day because they ran out of electrical tape. They had to send it to Home Depot.
Yeah, right.
But if you were willing to
We need it.
change,
We need it all. Give it all.
No electric
More.
no electric shape
Go
when I
back.
learn. I'm
Go
telling you
back.
right
Give us
now.
what you got.
if you're willing to switch to the LE, if you went with the LE edition, they could get it out today. Otherwise, it's going to be another 6 weeks.
At 5 and 6,
I
and you
saw
get
a
a
video
Frankenstein
today.
to go with it.
I saw a video today. I don't mean to like crap on anyone, but this poor guy, he just got himself his first diamond saber, and I'm like, how much did you spend on that? You could have gotten an LGT NeoPixel that.
Could have gotten 2.
He could have got himself this and had $200 left over.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I don't even know what a diamond saber is.
That's their top of the line. You're basically paying $600 for a baselit saber that you can change and upload fonts to, but no smooth swing. No, it's crap.
What board is it?
Their own.
It's,
isn't it?
it's Obsidian, but
Okay.
with a couple of extra things, I guess.
Get
I don't
this,
even
they
know.
have the basic Obsidian board, but what they do is they couple it with another board. Like they have what are they? Their Emerald driver,
Yes.
or they couple with their diamond driver, or they kind of stack these things, and then they do this,
with electrical tape.
and then
Wow.
and here you go.
But the reason they do what they do is because if you go after this, go and just Google any lightsaber company, and the
They'll
first
show
thing
up.
that's going to come up is Ultra Sabers. If you Google Vader's Vault,
Yeah.
Ultra Sabers is going to be the first thing to come up because they pay Google to do that. So that's why it works. That's why they do it.
Yeah.
And
The
they
other thing
spend
with-
their money on that instead of new tech and paying their workers, and it works for them. That business model works for them. So
If
why
it
do they
ain't broke,
stop?
don't fix it. The thing with the diamond, can you even change colors on the fly,
Yeah,
like with an LGT, or do you have to plug it in a computer?
You can't change it on the fly. You'd have to pre put them in there. It's whatever.
That's what I
color it is.
mean. It's not.
But you can change to where like even the swings are a different color on a certain font, so you could have kind of a
Ultra Sabers.
multicolored blade.
Yeah.
But it was
It's
really
not
easy to change them. But no, you'd have I think all told you could have 11 different fonts on there, so you could have any color combination you want. But it was crap. I mean, it was.
Yeah. Well.
I
Culture
loved it when I
saver.
first got it. I thought it was the coolest thing. Yeah, it is culture saver.
Culture saver is nice.
You just
I
have
just
to
heard a
invest so
loud
much time
thing.
sitting there programming that garbage, and it's just like I think I'd rather spend my time like figuring out something else.
Well, my eventual goal when I learn how to do my electronics is to, chuck out, take my Ultra Sabers, get rid of what's in them, and put in like a Verso board or something with a chassis and,
Yeah.
RGB diode and do it right. And
Those hilts are still
Yeah.
good.
oh, the hills, I love the hills, but it's just
It's a little chunky.
a bit. But the electronics, yeah. Which I mean, I know I started out with them and they came in, big for Christmas with us last year, but
Many
Yeah.
started out with them.
yeah. Compared to what's out there, I mean, I know there's better now, and they got me into the community, but now I'm learning more, and I'm going to sink into this hobby even deeper, and here we go. So, probably easier too, I'm sure.
Yeah, Diamond was. Once you got it, it wasn't that difficult.
Yeah,
Zach says that, but he didn't learn Profi. He just learned how to call Sebastian of Starlight Saber Services and fix it for him. I'm sorry, brother. I'm just teasing.
So, Elvis, this
Yeah.
is what you have to look forward to with your printer. You can make something like this.
Yeah, I saw that.
Let me
Man.
zoom in.
How many
Hang on.
pieces is that thing in?
So right now it's only in 2. I've still got the scope to put on, but I did attach the stock is attached now. So
that looks so good.
yeah.
So you're gonna have a articulating trigger, or is it just gonna be?
No, it's just this is really just going to be a shelf piece because you even shake it and this part here is just really fragile, so it's
Yeah.
bendy there. So this will be more of a shelf queen than anything else, but
Gotcha.
really cool story. So that's my brother.
Oh, cool.
He had a legit 501st Boba Fett Midwest Garrison.
That is a
That's
sweet looking
awesome.
costume.
Yeah, he was into this shit before I was really into this shit hardcore. And so, and I'm not trying to get Debbie Downer. We're not going to get Debbie Downer, but I'm going to give you guys the Cliff Notes version of this. He kind of went through some shit he passed away 3 years ago.
I'm sorry to
This
hear
was my
that.
He's my twin brother. It went through some shit towards the end, down on his luck, had to sell that costume and, move in with my parents. When he passed away, I thought I'd found all of his stuff, but then 2 weeks ago, my father passed away. So now we've moved my mom out of their house and now I'm cleaning out their house to sell it. So I found 2 or 3 boxes of my brother Terry's stuff, and in it was this thing unfinished.
Oh, really?
So I really honestly truly believe that because if I would have found this when he died, I knew I had not ever played with any kind of 3D print finishing, never done anything like that. In between now and then, I've gotten into that. I did finished that Kylo helmet that's behind me and really acquired the skills that I would need to be able to finish this. So I honestly feel like he hid this from me until I was ready for it. And this was like a, congratulations present for me. So that, and then he also had
And the
his
gloves.
gloves. Yeah, the Boba Fett gloves were also in that. So
Sweet.
I think that's a
Dude,
sign.
I mean, I'm
slowly but
obviously
surely.
so hard to hear that, but man, that's cool
It's-
that you get to have something from your brother now and
Yeah,
finish
so
it.
this
That's
one's going to
cool.
be special, and this is going to be something that I'm going to hang on to for the rest of my life. And
Oh, absolutely.
why I really want to take the time to do this one right. But I feel like I kind of need to build a Boba Fett now, just in tribute.
For
to
sure.
So
Yeah.
that after I get this done, that's what I'm going to work on next.
Especially when you guys are twins, you're like clones.
Yeah, yeah. We were. We grew
Dude,
up.
I can't wait for you to do a Boba Fett. I'm excited for that. I can only imagine the TikToks.
That is a sweet looking helmet.
Got the cheap bucket, but
You're gonna
Yeah,
have to
if I
learn
did
how
it
to
myself-
draw real fast.
do what?
You have to learn how to draw real fast,
Yeah.
like Noah.
And I'm pretty good at that already just because my other expensive hobby, I don't know if everybody here has more than one expensive hobby, but my other expensive hobby is real guns. And that's, that gets, you think lightsabers are expensive.
Oh, I'll bet. I'll bet. Yeah, I don't think so, Noah.
My other
No,
expensive
no.
hobby.
You feeling lucky? Guess you are.
Chat's
That's
going
funny.
already. If you say something is in stock, when it's not, it isn't. Yeah, well,
Lightsabers. Yeah, and it's like that's their website too is like random on the stuff that it says that's out of stock and the stuff that's in stock. It's I don't.
yeah, they're a little out of sync.
Yeah.
That's for sure. You got some fans of your costume, Tim.
Yeah, so I've got a video. It's going to be posting sometime next week. That's kind of going into the. I've spent the last week kind of researching what goes because I always kind of wondered how does this go on? How do you wear this? And it's actually a really simple kind of concept. You've got just a belt underneath this that'll have a
Cummerbund.
strap on either thigh. So, and then those attached to these, the thighs attached to the knees attached to the shins. And then on the top, the front and the back kind of hang over with shoulders, and they've got a strap off to the side here, which attaches to the shoulder, attaches to the bicep, so on and so forth. So it all kind of just clips on in two places. So it's really, really simple once you get it together.
Nice.
Luckily, I've got the guy that I bought this from is one of the 501st guys locally, and he is building his own clone armor at the same time. So he had bought this to start his, and then found a better set because there's a couple things on this that I actually have to change. The shoulders, I got to buy new shoulders because these aren't the right shoulders. There's a little raised portion here that I'm going to have to cut out, and so there were things that he had to change that it was easier for him just to get a new set. So he's going to be building his new set while I'm building this, and he's going to just walk me right through the process. So I'll kind of have a guide in this, which helps me out because I tried watching a couple videos, and there's a whole lot of shit I don't understand.
You ever watch that podcast Rexing Around?
Yes.
Watching them
Yeah,
guys put the armor on, I'm just like, holy cow, that is involved.
Yeah, it is. And he had his whole set there and let me put it on because he has a shore trooper, he has a tank trooper, he's got like 5 approved 501st outfits.
Wow.
But he let me put one full one on, and it took 20 minutes. I mean, it was 20 minutes,
Damn.
and that's because he knew what he was doing and he was helping me out. So, but you could move around surprisingly well in it.
I forget his name. I think it
I was
might
just
be Blake.
Happy to get
He's called-
Sith robe that doesn't suck.
last Friday, I forget whose YouTube stream it was, but Blake from Clone to Snug was on, and someone asked him how long it took him to put the armor on. And he's like, with another person, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll have to by yourself, hour and a half.
I'll bet.
And there's only a certain order you got to do it in too. And then just don't expect to bend over once you got it on.
Right?
If you want to learn how to do that, all you have to do is watch Force Awakens backwards. The scene with Finn in the desert.
Oh, right.
It's well covered
That's funny.
right there.
With a jumpsuit underneath or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually for
Convenient.
501st, all you need is like Under Armour.
Yeah.
You can get, there's 3 different levels of approval. You can get level 1 and then 2 and 3. For 2 and 3, or for 3, you need the legit ribbed all the way underneath suit. But for level 1 approval, all you need is basically Under Armour tights.
Did you get the helmet too with it, or did you
Well,
already
I've
have one?
ordered. So I ordered a cast Phase 2 helmet. So Phase 1 is the big fin, and I don't like that one, which was from Episode 2. Phase 2 is from Episode 3. That gets confusing. And that doesn't. It's the fins kind of shaved down. So there's a guy in Australia that does really good cast ones. Chris, the prop guy, he's on Etsy. So I ordered his, and it should be here, I think, in like 6 weeks, depending on coronavirus shipping and shit.
Right.
That, and then I'll have to.
I just
finish it.
assumed this was a stormtrooper the whole time. I didn't realize it was a clone trooper.
No, this is So this is and they make 2 different kinds. It's approvable. They make realistic clone armor and animated clone armor. And
Yeah.
this is the
So
realistic, and the realistic has 2 different kinds, which is Phase 1 and Phase 2, which are the 2 different movies that they have.
you've done some
So-
research.
Yeah, it gets deep, man. It gets really deep.
Question for those of us that have. I mean, I don't do cosplay, but if you could cosplay one thing, and you're not Tim, which one? What would you do? I mean, I personally, I've always wanted to do a biker scout. I think biker scouts are awesome.
That would be cool.
You mean anything or just Star Wars?
Anything Star Wars canon that requires probably armor too,
Hmm.
and Mandalorian and things of that nature.
Hmm.
I don't know, whatever you have in mind. I mean, I just always thought like a biker scout would be a cool costume to throw together someday.
Yeah. Knowing me, I'd probably go with Vader, though.
Biker Scouts, one of
No,
the-
you let no
Of course
laughs.
you
You
would.
know.
Of course you would.
You could
course
pull
I
off a solid Vader. That would be awesome.
A biker scout's one of the easier ones to do because there's not a whole lot of armor to it. It's easier than say a full stormtrooper or something like that. For me, I think
I like the little tiny
honestly.
blaster that can't hit anything.
I got the little snub nose blaster. Yeah. For me, it would be animated Clone Wars General Kenobi with the white
Hmm.
Darth Vader looking armor, that he had around his
Oh,
neck,
yeah,
and then
right.
the arm pieces.
And didn't you love that Anakin's was basically the breastplate that he had for Vader? I mean, I
Yeah.
love the fact that they
Yep.
did that.
Yeah, I've already found the STL files to start printing that.
More than anything else, that's what I'm looking forward to in Obi-Wan, the series, is the potential of seeing General Clone
Flashback to
Armor
Clone Wars. Yeah.
in real life, because I want
Yeah.
to see their take on it.
That would be cool. Hopefully.
That'd be
Any new
cool.
sabers?
Really cool.
No. No new sabers for me. They're out in the void somewhere. But
I have potential for a new saber. I'm trying to talk my wife into it, but I've also got about another $300 I've got to spend on this. So
Another
Yeah.
300.
another 300 because I got to get shoes, and then the other printed parts that I have to get the cod piece actually isn't correct. the shoulders, and I got to get a new belt. So those printed and the shoes come to about $300.
So you're going in for 501st then.
Yeah. I figure if I'm going to spend the time doing it, why not? You know.
Why
And
not?
I gotta
Yeah.
get the neck seal too. So the neck seal is like $45. All to play dress up.
Jason,
Hey,
glad
doesn't
glad
sound
help,
crazy to
Jason.
me at all.
There was a time when I thought like $300 was a lot to spend on a lightsaber. You know.
My other passion is cars, right? And I went to a car show last night, and it's the first time I've seen my buddies in over a year because car shows and COVID haven't really mixed. So anyway, I went to this car show last night, and they're like, "What have you been up to?" I'm like, "Lightsabers," and they're like, "What?" I was like, "No, just reserve judgment. Do you want to see the coolest toy in the world?" And they're like, "Okay, bring it on." I had the Neopix on the trunk, and I pulled it
there
out.
you
And I'm
go.
like, "Yeah, let me see that." And they're like twirling it around. These burly big guys, and they're like, "How much was it?" I'm like, "Oh shit, I wasn't embarrassed until this second." I was like, it was a little expensive.
But it looks cool.
You just don't understand me.
They thought it was awesome. They're like, "I'm sure this is worth $300." I'm like, "Yeah, you say that like you're teasing me a little, but I'll accept it."
It's better than 4 or 5 that some people pay, I'll tell you.
Dude, Crimson Dawn, NeoPixel, mystery box. I think it's a great deal. I've been saying that for a while now.
Did you guys? I don't know if you're on any of the Facebook lightsaber groups, but it's like a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Somebody, for about an afternoon, people were convinced that Crimson Dawn was a subsidiary of Ultra Sabers because somebody had seen, basically they used the same attorney to file for like their website domain names, and somebody found something somewhere that listed basically the same person under Ultra Sabers and under Crimson Dawn, and within like 30 minutes it became a huge stink on all these Facebook pages. It was really funny, actually.
That's a
And then-
yikes.
Not for Crimson Dawn.
People started
No, I bet they were laughing.
well, then even me, I was thinking, well, that would be genius on his part to just start another company on the side that's actually shilling these, the fucking LGT sabers. This guy is an evil genius, and he hid it from
Call
all of
himself
us.
Chancellor Omega.
He hid it from
Can
all
you
of us.
imagine?
And then somebody jumped on, and was like, no, this is seriously, guys, this is not, So. But it was kind of funny for 2 hours. It was rather amusing.
It's one hell of a fun what if, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Yikes.
yeah. But yeah, it wasn't fun for Crimson Dawn. They already had to share the state with them,
Is
Well, that's
Ultra
true.
Sabers in Texas?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
both in Texas.
Oh, no wonder they had such a big booth at the Comic Palooza. I thought maybe they just went to all these trade shows. I mean, they probably do, but they had a pretty big booth here.
All right, everybody, lock up your collection. Isaac's in the
Oh
house.
shit!
Like,
Oh shoot! Oh no!
Hello, Isaac. Welcome to the party as always, man.
yo, Ike, check it. I was inspired by you, man. Here's my first, second, third, and fourth 3D print that didn't work out, so I'm on to number 5. But there we go, in front of the camera.
I'm gonna make a motion right
Let me
here.
zoom
right
in,
now.
Elvis. Hold on. There we go.
Don't pay attention to the size difference. I'm reprinting it now, as you can see.
All right, there it is. There it is.
Nice.
I'm gonna make a motion right here and right now that from henceforth we refer to Ike as the godfather of the Saber community.
Why is that?
I'll roll with
Look at how
that.
they massacred my boy.
I've called him the ambassador more than once
He's
because
the
on
godfather
YouTube,
of the Saber community.
anybody who's got a Saber video out there, it doesn't matter whether they've got 5,000 subs or 50 subs or 5 subs. He is
He's there
in
for you.
their comment, yes, and I kind of like that.
Yeah.
He anybody who gets into this, he'll welcome him. That's why I call him the ambassador sometimes.
Hey Elvis, after you're done making that, can you make me a Lilu
A Lilu? What's that?
From
from the Fifth Element?
Fifth Element.
Ah, Lilu, huh?
Just make me a Mila Jovovich.
I was like, I actually downloaded the STL for the Element bricks. You know those tower things that
Yes.
I downloaded the STLs for that because I
That's
thought I might as well
awesome.
have that on hand.
Do
That's
it.
an easy one to print too.
I know what you're talking about, Scott. Very nice. I know what you mean.
And you could just, easy paint job, make it just look kind
Yeah.
of dirty.
Just have to spit on it. Or
It
light
would
it on
look like
fire.
a pretty good looking prop.
Would be. Yeah. Send one to each of us. Only 4 of
There
them.
you go. Keep them separated.
Yeah.
No, you get to be the fifth element. You're the prettiest of us all, I guess.
Yeah, he's the unpredictable, unstable element.
I'm the Dennis Miller of your references.
I don't know about unpredictable, but I am.
Okay,
very
there he is. That's
unstable.
classic Ike.
And I'm going to
Try
steal
me.
your saber.
Come on,
So I'm telling
I'm
you, the
gonna
Godfather is gonna send somebody to steal all of our sabers.
look at how they massacre me.
Tessio or Clemenza? I wonder who. I don't know.
Isaac had some issues with Saberforge,
Uh-oh.
didn't he?
What'd you do,
Did
buddy?
he?
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't read that? Oh, that was it's a beautiful hilt. First off,
Read it where, by the way?
Facebook.
Oh, no, I'm not on Facebook.
I don't use Facebook. So I wouldn't have never
basically
read it.
like ordered it, then they never responded. But I forget exactly what the trouble was, but like then they canceled it. Or no, he had to cancel it for them to finally respond. By the time he canceled it, he really didn't want it anymore, and they sent it to him anyway. So
I thought that the order was actually like canceled, but then he got it.
yeah, and so it was basically he had canceled it, was already kind of shopping elsewhere and looking for other things, and then all of a sudden it showed up, and that sounded very like Ultra Sabers esque.
I did want to say one
Wow.
thing to Isaac because he was asking on Facebook earlier because I think he's convinced he's going to try to get himself a Vectra. He was asking about the sound fonts, and there's like 20 pre-installed sound fonts that come on that thing, and there it's CFX, so it's like mad easy to swap out sound fonts on the CFX Saber. Has a little removable chassis with a micro SD card, and it's really easy to customize the sound fonts. There's too much to actually write on the. Oh, what? There we
Holy
go.
shit!
Yeah, there it is.
Only 3
Yeah.
months. Come on, man! Only 3 months.
Which
And the
model
God.
did you not get for 88 days?
I mean, that's not even like a quarter of the pandemic. Come on.
Anyway,
Anyone know what model Isaac got? I'm curious. I'm sure he'll be selling it.
It's the one that looks like a sword with the. I mean, it's
Oh,
Rapier.
Reaver,
Yeah,
whatever.
Marks
Yeah.
1
Rapier.
and 2.
Isaac,
Yeah.
can I have it? Give me it,
he's trying.
I don't like
bud,
that one.
He's trying to sell it.
Dad. Get it.
Well, no, I've got your dollar, so hey.
Ah, give me my gun.
Very sold.
Where is it? Where's my gun? Give me $1. Give me the $1.
So he's already sold.
Sold the first one, keeping the blue one.
This is a Rapier Mark III.
Wow.
Why don't you wait a couple weeks? It'll be a Mark IV.
Yeah, right. No kidding.
Well, you guys saw the new. I was gonna say Duke. I'm so used to Kasith. You saw the new Dooku, right? Mark II, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gray Paladin's getting one of those pretty soon. He's selling me as Mark 1.
Oh, really? Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got that. He installed that one with CFX. This is going to be mine.
Is it
Speaking of
smaller?
Paladin, did you guys watch his intro to that last video? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
No,
I laughed so hard.
that was so good the way you set that up.
He's a lunatic.
If you guys haven't, if anyone watching hasn't seen that, you gotta go look up Craig Paladin and watch the
What does
intro
he
he
do?
does.
He breaks through the door and he's just like, what does he say? Here's Paladin.
Yeah, he does the "Here's Johnny from The Shining," only with lightsabers.
For
Not
which
by
video?
the braid near my chin. I lost it at that part. That
Oh
was
my
so
God,
I
it's
love that
so
when he's,
good.
I love his when he does Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
You know, he has
I'll watch that.
he has a couple of them where and the second one he nails it. He does the shoe change and the sweater, and he does the whole thing. He sings the song.
I'm gonna have to go look through his videos.
Kills, that dude's awesome. We need to have him on a live stream one of these days. That's all there is
Isn't
to
he,
it.
For
isn't he
sure.
in, like, some foreign country?
Yeah, he lives in Belgium, so it would be kind of awkward, but I think he'd be willing to, like, probably make it work.
You never know. You never know.
I mean, he lives on like I think on a U.S. military base, so I don't know.
Oh,
Whatever.
the Starfighter, Isaac. They have a different version of that Starfighter now. A little bit of a different variant than the one that I have, but it's a sweet saber. I'll say that.
It really is beautiful. That's
And the
Is that
Ripper
the one
blade,
from
the Ripper blade
Mystic
just adds
Knight?
to it. Yeah,
Mystic Knight Armory?
Mystic Knight's armor. Yeah.
Yeah, I like what they do, man. They do the LGT stuff, but then he does like his own hilts in there, and I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's
Just
the one
like
thing
the,
about LGT that's really cool is, like, you've got the stuff that's kind of ubiquitous, and then occasionally, like, someone will, like, have some shit like this.
Yeah,
Where it's
that
just
or
like-
that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
bought this thing because it looks like a saber forged venom, and now it's just like the claws. And
Yeah.
I saw this
From the
girl
thumbnail,
on-
I thought it was at first, and then I watched the video and like, oh no.
Leah on Instagram, Leah Martinez. She was swinging one of these things around. I was just like, what the hell is that thing? And then I saw the price, and I was like, that is not expensive at all. So I had to have it.
Okay, yeah, Starfighter 2.
Starfighter V2.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Yeah,
I love
That
those.
broadsword look is so good.
Yeah, so I didn't even know about Mystic Knight, and then when Chinese New Year hit, I ended up with, I had like $600 just burning a hole in my pocket trying to buy lightsabers, and
You
all
poor
the
thing.
LGT places shut down, and because it's Chinese New Year.
Right.
So I, for like 3 weeks, I'm sitting here with like $600 just trying to, I'm reaching out to like Johnny, do you have anything? I mean, I just want a lightsaber, man. And finally I reached out to Mystic Knight, and that guy's like, well, yeah, I've got one that I've been working. Yeah, I'll sell it to you. So he kind of, did me a proper in that he, hooked up. I mean, I was jonesing. I had, imagine having, you got like, it's free money. I got money that I can spend on, and nobody's open. Nobody was open.
That
He
sucks.
did me right.
Well, that's what happened to me. I had bought a Saber Core from Dark Wolf. I was going to swap it out in another LGT, but it wouldn't fit. And I asked on Instagram, does anybody who sells an empty LGT? And someone said Mystic Knight's Armory sells the empty hilts. So I went on the site and I saw the Starfighter, and I was like, sold, click, order, because I knew right away that was going to be so good. And then when they advertised the Ripper blade, I was like, yeah, okay, here, take the money. Here we go, take the money. But
Hand in hand.
it was it wasn't too badly priced. I will say that. It was just worth it when it came in and it fit like a glove, and Oh, they're doing a Malgus? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's every time I say I'm done with LGT, this year they've come out with a whole shit ton of hilts that I want.
Yeah,
And next year they're gonna
I've
probably
fallen in
come
that
out with
trap too.
another shit ton of hilts that I want.
I wish I could have afforded that Ezra staple gun.
Oh, that thing is
I would've-
sweet.
I am such a Rebels addict, but $500 was just too much gun for me.
Has
Yeah.
anybody done Ezra's second saber?
Yeah, as Saberforge has, it's called the Adept. They just got it back in stock, but I'm like, I don't know. I kind of wanted the staple gun one.
Yeah.
It's so unique. There's nothing
It
anything
is.
else like it. Plus, it's a pew pew.
Yeah.
You know,
You get
I
both.
mean,
You get both.
and that thing looks so tight. But $500. I just didn't have it.
There's a question for us. If you guys get a customized flagship, how would you get it? Hmm.
I'm back.
I'm not sure how I would get mine.
I think if I were to get one, I'd just send it to someone and say, "Go nuts." Just literally, just like etch the hell out of it, and
I think I'd want like the Jedi logo if you could get it. Does it have fins or is it just a straight emitter on the top there?
it has like fins on the
Oh, sure.
side.
On the sides,
That's
yeah. I
it.
think I'd want like a nice etching of maybe Jedi. I've always wanted a Jedi
That's
and then the Sith logo on the other side.
that's kind of what
Kinda
they
have-
do.
Kind
a
of
lot,
have a
you know?
both
That
sides.
would be cool, yeah.
Go half and half with the saber, and even do the etching kind of more sinister looking down one side, and then the sweet and nice, Jedi look on the other.
Duality,
You have
balance,
that.
yin
Yes.
yang, yeah.
Just wait a
Tim-
few months. You'll get to see like whatever Zach gets will be the bougiest thing you've ever seen.
I'm sure it will be.
And then if you're and if
No, no,
that,
no. For bougie, you gotta look at Lando's.
that's
Zach,
what
that's
that's
tell me
what
bougie
they
as
said.
hell.
you're going to bedazzle that thing. I want you
Just
to
gonna look
bedazzle
at
that
Lando's
hilt.
video.
I was just gonna
Let's
say,
talk
Tim, if you
about
haven't seen Lando's yet, that thing's amazing, and Zach is looking to top it. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
I
Is
know.
that the mall that Lando had?
No, his flagship. It was
Oh.
probably the video before the mall, but it's black with a red powder coat etch on
It's
it. So it-
gorgeous.
So insanely cool. That flagship is a blank canvas. Simple.
Zach's gonna get his diamond encrusted with inlays.
You're gonna have a fancy one.
I feel attacked.
Powder coat. You know, purple powder coat.
Yeah, you definitely are attacked, Zach. It's all love, brother.
I mean, Lando's is so good. I can't imagine how anyone tops it. But
Oh,
if
but
anyone can do it,
my
it's
eyes.
Zach and his
Oh,
friends.
yeah.
All that.
That sounds like a challenge.
Get it etched with a Jeremy. Yeah, all right, there you go. Jeremy at Solo Sabers. He does some awesome work.
Vibranium.
Because you ran out of unobtainium.
Right.
I understood that reference.
Gotta take a moonlight overnight to Pandora.
All right, I got a question for you now that it came up. Do you guys think vibranium is lightsaber proof?
Well, if Beskar is, I mean, come on.
Yeah, but in the Wolverine movie.
Yeah, I
Um,
would say yes.
That's
Yes.
adamantium.
Ah,
Vibranium is Captain America's shield.
Look at Scott School of Noah. Holy cow.
Get
Yeah.
this stuff straight.
I had a
Wolverine's one of my
story.
favorite characters too,
Wait.
dude.
you're right. Okay, that's my
You're
bad.
embarrassing me in front of the Wizards.
We gotta see it. We gotta check this shit out. What are we gonna find out? Captain America Shield.
Damn it, boy!
Zach, where's the video? Zach, come on, man. You need to do a video. We need help. Come on, man.
Oh, embarrassing
wait,
me in front of the wizard.
Vibranium is the stuff. All right, vibranium is the stuff that's like super resistant and also vibrates and like kind of makes like the cool sound,
Thank you.
right? All right, but what's adamantium? What's the difference? Aren't they both just like really
One's called
indestructible metals?
adamantium, one's called vibranium. Come on, dude.
There's no difference.
One comes
All
from
right, then why do
Wakanda.
you
One
blame me
comes
for
from
getting
space.
confused? They're literally the same.
There you go.
One,
One's owned by Fox, the other's owned by. Well, no, just
Yeah.
well,
There you go.
Never
We
mind.
don't cross the
Never mind.
streams.
I take my analogy back.
I'm guessing that one of them
Adamantium
was
is an
invented
alloy,
before They
right?
were both in the Marvel, Otherwise, why not just call it the same?
Yeah, I think adamantium might be like a mix, and vibranium is naturally mined over at
no, adamantium is not.
Wakanda.
I remember.
Wakanda. Thank you.
And
Sorry, no, I
the,
didn't mean to lay into you, man.
no, don't worry about it.
No, no,
That was
you yeah.
awesome.
I'm about to lay into my dad. 1 second. So in the Wolverine, the Origins movie, the scene before they're like attacking like the base that has like the adamantium or whatever, and the guy that they get it from, he has like a chunk of it on his desk, and it's not like
Striker?
not Stryker. The guy they get it from, the guy like they get the source of it from, he's got like a chunk of it on the desk, and it's not like an ore. It is an ore. It's like it looks like it's been mined, not created. So I don't think it's an alloy. I think it's just like a natural metal.
Okay. But it bubbles.
There you go.
I don't know. I guess we get anything hot enough.
For us.
That's true. Okay.
All right. Leave it to Zach. I can't
I've
say
been proven wrong
Make
again.
this.
Vibranium,
We discussed
It has
it.
tons of uses. You can actually use it as a coffee sweetener. Not many people know that.
honey, did you forget to put the vibranium in my coffee? I asked.
It's
$1
gunpowder.
for
If you
two.
understand the reference, right?
Hi, welcome to Dunkin'. What can I get for you? Hi, can I get a ice latte, 2 sugars, 2 vibraniums? Thanks.
Shit.
There's a movie reference that can also be used to season your meat or something like that. I forget what it is, but I think they were talking about gunpowder. But your joke reminded me of that. Too.
We're going off the rails early here. I love it.
that was really funny though.
That was my fault.
No,
No,
don't ever apologize, please.
If you apologize,
I wasn't apologizing. I was just.
I'm gonna
I was-
Oh, okay, good.
It was my fault. I'm not at all sorry for it.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good quote there. I like it.
And Zach,
So
you know
that's what
how?
that's made out of. My friend gave me one of those. It's from Germany. I didn't vibranium, German vibranium, some of the best.
Oh, God.
But
How's
did
it
it
gonna
bug
get-
anyone Beskar in Mandalorian when the Beskar hit the dark saber and it was like ching, and I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like
Nice.
it took me 30 seconds to say, okay, let me continue to watch this. Like it bugged me so much, and then they're like, it's Beskar, it's magic. All right, I'll buy it, I guess. I don't know. Did anyone else have a problem accepting that at first?
I watched Star Wars, and I kind of have this natural ability to suspend my disbelief.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Zach, I feel
No, I
your
didn't think
pain.
of that, man.
So yeah, you've watched the entirety of The Mandalorian, and that's what bothered you.
Yeah.
That wasn't realistic.
No, damn it! I was having so much fun.
Oh, so I think it's next week or the week after is when that behind the scenes of the Luke episode is going to air. So you'll actually get to see that Mark Hamill. So he was there in that costume, like legitimately acting.
That
holding
to me
Grogu.
is so cool.
So that
that
I
he was
can't.
actually
People-
on set.
People are super hyped, but I'm like, come on.
Oh, you're dead to me. You're dead to me.
yeah,
He was there, he said a line, he did it for that 1 minute, but it's a body double doing all the action. I mean, that's not
Oh,
Mark
yeah,
Hamill
this-
doing everything. And Pascal isn't doing all the Mandalorian stuff, I realize that, but I don't know. It just seems kind of gimmicky to me that they had Mark Hamill on set. Why?
Well, yes, I loved seeing all of the Luke kicking ass against the Dark Troopers, but the part
Mhm.
that got to me, part that hit me in the feels, was when he took that hood down,
Yeah.
and that was Mark Hamill, and that to me, for somebody that I'm almost 50 years old, that was my character. Luke was my character, and seeing the short shit that he got in The Last Jedi, that moment was really, I mean, it really, and
I
so
don't
for me,
remember Luke
can't wait to see
Skywalker being in the last movie. I remember an old dude.
Yeah.
Grumpy uncle.
That was supposed to be Luke.
Grumpy uncle.
Fucking
All right.
what?
All right, I got
Really?
a bit of a hot take. I kind of like Luke in Last Jedi.
Everybody's got
Don't-
their, I mean,
This is your
Don't-
penis hair moment,
Don't
Noah.
shoot me! Don't shoot me just yet.
Oh, here we
Don't
go.
shoot me just yet. Don't shoot me just yet.
Now.
Don't shoot me just yet. Don't shoot me just yet. I think it seems a bit natural
It
considering
was
what
at
happened
this
with
moment
Kylo.
he knew he fucked up.
I like it. I don't know. I like the grumpy Luke. I don't know.
well, I mean, with all the Kylo shit and the his Jedi temple falling to crumbles
Yeah.
and all that.
I mean, I kind
get
of
it.
like. I think it was a bit much when he gets handed. Anakin Saber just goes.
and just talk.
That was a bit much. That was a bit much.
Yeah.
Well, like
It's-
everything else was fine with me.
I
Like
love
him
the
not
blue
wanting
milk.
to like. Him
No,
not wanting to
I don't know
break
if you
down.
saw Noah, but
Yeah, no. You
Yeah.
can't cancel me. You can't cancel me. I
Zach,
am
I've tried.
uncancelable.
I've tried,
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah, you can't.
Here's
It's
the
not gonna
thing.
work. You
If
can't.
if there was if the movies were about Kylo instead of Rey, if the movie was about Ben being trained and falling and turning to the dark side, then Grumpy Uncle works for me. Like that story works for me. But having Luke not ever meet up with Han, being
Yeah.
a hermit, being angry, just deciding to disappear at the end there, like everything bothered me about it. But if the movies were about Ben's fall from the light side, I think that would have been a great Luke. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, that wasn't the story we got. So I don't know. Apparently, so did anyone watch Blue Mamba's Kylo comic book reading on YouTube? It was pretty funny. He's like wearing the Hugh Hefner smoking jacket and all that,
no.
and he reads from the
does,
comic
does,
book.
Does Blue Mama have a Vader saber? I don't know. Sorry. it was just that.
Yeah, have you
I
seen my
heard
Vader?
that he's got one.
He sees through the lies of the Jedi.
Yeah,
I see through the lies of the Jedi.
for reals.
Ben Solo.
Ben Solo.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang out because
Anyway.
I'm getting a Vader
No, you got
saber,
company.
too.
You're in my shot. Get out.
She don't care.
This is
Catch.
Gracie.
Cat just
I-
owned you.
And she's gone.
Yeah, she's gone.
What's your kitty's name?
Gracie.
Gracie?
Yeah.
I had a Gracie.
Gracie.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Yeah, exactly.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
He don't have no Vader saber. Okay, so my biggest problem with the sequels is that it seems like how did Disney go into this without a fucking
Without a
plan,
plan?
for 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
Because I feel like
Yeah,
J.J.
right.
Abrams had a plan, and then
Arrogance.
Ryan
No,
Johnson just kind of said "fuck that plan," and then but
Yeah.
how do you do that? How do you-
JJ's the one on film saying, "I wish we would have had a plan."
yeah.
I mean, he said that.
They were shooting the first movie and they hadn't even had the second one written. What? I mean, I know you spent $5 billion or whatever, but you got enough money. Take some time.
Yeah.
That's
I mean-
That's one thing. That's one thing I will say about the prequels. I mean, say what you will about Lucas's style of directing or whatever, but he wrote all 3 of the movies. There was a thread that he was following, as far as I know. So
If there wasn't, he did it really good. Like
yeah,
if he wasn't following it. Yeah.
You know, the thing is that Star Wars is a lot like Presidents. You don't know how bad it is until you get to the next one. I mean, the prequels at that time, we thought the prequels were like horrid.
garbage. We
But
I
then,
didn't.
like,
I
we
was
get
pretty
this,
young,
this
though.
new trilogy, and we're just like, oh, that's how bad it could actually get. Oh,
Yeah.
and then you start looking back, and you're like, I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine anybody other than Hayden Christensen playing Anakin? At
No,
this
I
point?
can't.
No.
I've learned to love Jar Jar.
Misa Tata Binks.
Misa thinking his sound font is really, it's just like, I mean, the prequels, they're wonderful. I mean, the Phantom Menace is like, everyone goes like, oh, the Phantom Menace sucks, and then you go, da 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 da. Everybody listens to shit, and we all melt.
The only problem I had with Phantom Menace, the biggest problem I should say, was the merchandising. I mean, the Taco Bell thing was just getting out of hand. I'm like, no, come on,
I
don't.
don't remember that because
Well,
Oh,
and that was
Pepsi.
again,
Pepsi owned that. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was
but
more people. He had to give money, the rights to other people, and
that's true.
that's what they did with it.
Yeah,
I had a Darth Maul watch that I bought from Avon, given I was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
I had a Darth Maul pen, a Darth Maul deck of cards. You named it. I had every piece of merchandise. It was a lot of stuff that Star Wars was on back then. That's crazy. I remember
think-
people collecting the cans and all that.
oh yeah.
Insanity.
But I think what might have happened in the prequel's favor is they aged, and
Yeah.
people look at it now because I don't know. Well, I mean, Paradigm. I mean, Tim and Scott and I were mostly, pretty much the same. When Empire came out, it didn't do as well with the critics as some people think, if I remember reading right. I mean, nowadays everybody sees it as probably the greatest of the whole saga. But there were some critics who said, "Wait, what is this?"
I thought people's minds were blown by the whole "I am your father." Like,
Well, some people didn't. Some people didn't like the fact that it was so much darker than the
Yeah,
first
it was a lot
movie.
darker, and they wanted you wanted the same popcorn kind of.
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
That series changed the way movies were. It changed. It made sequels and trilogies become a thing. It really changed the way that films were done. But yeah, that Empire was not received as critically
Right.
favorably as we look back on it now, because people wanted the exact same thing, and this left us with Luke's got his hand cut off, Han's in carbonite, and our heroes lost. That's not how this is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So
They're like, "You want the Death Star blown up? We'll blow it up again, and then we'll do it again."
The thing is
that's
that you would
what
not
they did
be
with the
able.
Force Awakens. They're like, hey, you like Star Wars? We're going to give you Star Wars exactly again.
The thing you
desert
can't
planet,
get away with.
Here's a droid. Here's a giant, planet destroying space station thing. I mean, it's the same fucking story. So
True.
You can't get away with the scene ending Empire with Luke and Leia on the deck of the ship with 3PO and R2 and just looking as the Millennium Falcon takes off. They're going to try to go rescue Han from the bounty hunter, and then we have to wait 3 years. That wouldn't fly these days. There's just
Yeah,
no
you're right.
way. 3
You're right.
years between movies 3 years
Yeah.
to find out the fate of our beloved Han Solo. I mean,
3 years
I
to
was
find
a
out who
kid.
the other is. Yeah.
3 years as a kid is like 20 years. It's like dog years. I mean, it's just like it was forever, and somehow we were there to show up at the theaters like rabid fans, and just that just doesn't happen now. I mean, people would show up in the movies to see the movies, but not because they got to find out what the hell happened. And it's just like, I've been waiting 3 years, and it's just different. It's different now. I can't explain it, but
instant gratification.
That's it.
it was
honestly
wonderful to live through.
I also feel like one of the things that has helped the prequels is the Clone Wars cartoons, because
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think that
definitely.
fleshed out Anakin's character, and I think that even more than time has made me appreciate Hayden Christensen is just the portrayal that who I don't even know who it is that voiced him in the Clone Wars, but it just really fleshed Anakin out, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
it made him a better character. So
When I found out Hayden Christensen was going to be in the Kenobi
Oh, I'm so
series,
sorry.
I was so stoked.
so psyched.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And as I understand it, he'll be doing Anakin and Vader. So he will,
sweet.
they'll have some possible flashbacks. So
I
think
love
about
it.
it. We can see Clone Wars, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and Anakin, in battle, them in their Jedi armor. It's going to be this is going to be badass.
Can you imagine
Awesome.
Yeah, I can imagine.
live action too? You know,
Ooh, shit.
Just
Ooh,
like
boy.
how they in the first episode of Bad Batch had those scenes from Revenge of the Sith,
Yep.
that were animated.
yeah.
Imagine they do a live action of the animation. Oh my
Animated.
god, it's gonna blow my mind.
I'd be happy with just like the season 7 of Clone Wars when Ahsoka's in the control room of the ship and she's realizing that Order 66 is going on. Something's going on with Anakin, and they're playing the the audio tracks from the movie, and and everything's synced up together, and that oh my god,
That scene was
that kind of shit. Just like, yeah.
Well,
last episode of season 7 just like hits. It's so good.
I just watched season 7 this last week, and I finished the Clone Wars in the last 2 days, or Bad Batch in the last 2 days. I started it and finished it in the last 2 days. When we meet back up with Ahsoka, and she's a little older, and they're calling her Commander, and then she walks into the room with the battalion with the paint on their helmets.
331st.
Yeah.
Oh,
I teared up. I was like, "Oh my god, this is a
No.
cartoon," and I'm like crying.
That's
So
that's
good.
what
That is actually my first choice of the painting that I'd want to do would be that. Here's the issue with it, because that is animated armor. So they don't actually have a realistic version of that, except Sideshow Toys occasionally makes real versions of the animated characters, and they're getting ready to launch a real version of that. So I'm debating on whether or not I want to go. I love that helmet, and it's the basic 501st color scheme on the body, so that blue kind of A color scheme. I'm really feeling like I want to do that helmet because I love that helmet.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That's what blows me away, that Clone Wars can start off with that movie with Anakin and Ahsoka babysitting a baby hut with gas, and then ending with those last 4 episodes.
It's just the
could not
graveyard
believe
of
it.
those clone
Oh,
helmets. I mean, Jesus.
and
That
the
needs to be-
music.
Yeah.
That needs to be like edited into a movie with extended scenes, and really just. I mean, I don't know what Disney's plans are, but they can have my money if they release the DVD of of those last episodes just as a movie. Darth Maul, the fight between Darth Maul and Ahsoka, and just their interactions were just worth it.
And that was Ray
some of
Park
the
doing the
best
motion
Darth
capture,
Maul.
wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it was Ray Park that would mocap
No wonder.
with an Asian martial arts.
Just
really cool video of it.
glorious.
No, this more than anything shows me that Star Wars is in the right hands with Filoni, because what we're talking about, everything we've talked about lately, has been Filoni-based Star Wars, and as long as he's an executive producer at Disney, I think that we've got nothing but fan service, but also good quality shows. So it's quality shows that have fan service moments that aren't just fan service. They're legit. This is what we wanted to see. So
Let me preface this by saying I agree with you.
Mhm.
But there's been a lot of hate on the Bad Batch. A lot of people don't like it.
Bad
mean,
Batch is slow. This is going to be. I see
It
Bad
is
Batch as
slow.
being a 7-season thing. So
Yeah.
compare it to first season of Clone Wars. This one
True.
was just establishing. I really wish they would have had at least one more surprise, like see Ahsoka or maybe a young Boba Fett or something. Something bigger. Right now, I think the big surprise was the fact that Imperial officer had the same patch that Dr. Crazy Creepy Glasses from The Mandalorian had at the very end of it. They're setting up cloning and the whole Palpatine cloning thing. The Empire is basically, so I
Yeah.
think they're setting that up with this, but yeah, I've got to agree. This first season was slow, but I'm seeing this is going to be a several season arc, and this one's going to take a little time.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, it was like, Sid's mission of the week, it felt like, for a couple of points, but
Bigger picture too, they did completely destroy, because everybody's wondered what the hell happened to the cloning facilities.
Yeah.
Well,
All of a
And that's
sudden,
what I was gonna
the
say.
Empire's not using them; they're gone. So this season did give us that, and that was pretty huge. I think we've
if
just
there's
gotten-
anything that Filoni is amazing at, it's answering the questions that you haven't probably
Yeah.
asked in a while. You know,
he's
like,
true.
oh yeah.
getting this shit together.
Mhm.
Like how did Jabba
And-
get that fucking Rancor? Oh well, here I'm gonna tell you. I know you really didn't care. I know you didn't, but here you go.
So I haven't watched the animated stuff, so I finally just finished Clone Wars, just finished Bad Batch, so now I got Rebels to go on to.
Rebels is my
but-
favorite.
So Hera and Chopper, the droid in Bad Batch, that's characters from Rebels,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
As
So
is
they
Kanan,
set up some.
the young Padawan from the very first episode, Caleb Dune, is also in Rebels.
Oh. So yeah, he did a lot with Bad Batch then. All
Yeah,
right.
it
Lot of world
started out
building
as a
tied
Clone
in.
Wars sequel and then became a Rebels prequel really quick.
All right. So I'm eager to talk about Bad Batch just because everyone else has been watching it, and I just finally saw it over the last 2 days.
Well, let me ask
Cool.
you guys this. Do you think, what was that robot's name? AZ. I'm kind of torn. On one hand, I thought that that was going to be it for the droid. But
I can't believe she jumped back in after the droid. I was like, why?
Yeah.
It's a droid.
I mean, on one hand, obviously we're going to see AZ in the second season.
Yeah,
I'm
AZ is
guessing.
going to be the chopper. I'm
Which, I
thinking-
mean, it wouldn't be Star Wars without a droid. Don't get me wrong. But if AZ had sacrificed himself,
You already had Gunky.
yeah, that's what I say. They just kind of diminished Gonky. Gonky
Yeah.
was droid.
AZ's sacrifice would have given the story a little bit of meat to it, but I don't know.
They're gonna have like a thing between Gonk and AZ there.
Yeah,
There'll be some moments.
They
you
might.
know.
3PO R2 moments back and forth.
I don't know. It's all. I mean, in the end, it is about selling action figures to a degree, and people like droids. You
Yeah,
know?
like I said, it's not Star Wars without a droid, so. But
And
I was
ultimately,
excited to
these
see
are
Cad
designed-
Bane again.
They're just shows designed for
Oh, yeah.
kids, and especially the cartoons are shows designed for kids. And a lot of times we forget that, having grown up with it. But these are.
I
I mean,
still
it wasn't
designed
designed for me, a 40-year-old man.
Not so much. Made
Feels like it was.
by people our age, but not for people our age. We're just lucky enough to get it.
But now, what do you think about Crosshair? Is it stubbornness on his part, or is it just blind obedience? Because he's adamant about going with the Empire, and yet the Empire, that guy, what's his name, Rampart. I get the impression that he doesn't like the clones at all, and I don't know if Crosshair even realizes that he was targeted, same as the other clones, and he still wants to go back with the Empire. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
My theory is that Crosshair still has his chip. He was lying about that, and he still has it and doesn't want to get rid of it. That's just my theory.
I just think that Crosshair has a fundamental kind of like, socio-political divergence from the other members of Bad Batch. It's just no different than political divisions in our country, or people just have different ideals, and I think that just is what appealed to Crosshair, and I mean it doesn't really necessarily make him evil. It's evil by association because we know what the Empire is all about, but to him that's just like a path that seems like a natural, more effective path, and these are differences, but I don't know. I really like how they kind of sort of tried to patch up the relationships, and I think they did it to the best ability that they're able to.
Like when they fought together in the arena, that was awesome.
What's that?
What, like when they all fought together against the droids that they turned on?
Yeah,
I mean, it was a silly situation, but it was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He, like, shoots the droid.
AC, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's not a bad guy. He just has a difference of opinion.
And like, you know, he said too, he wasn't the one that left. They left him, you know?
Yeah.
He
I mean, he's got to be pretty
on board
goddamn
with his view of things. I like that
he stayed on that platform. It's an ocean planet. He's sitting on the platform. He's got no food. Like,
Yeah.
why is he not going to die in like a day?
I assume they were like going to call the Empire for him, you know? Just like, hey,
We'll make a phone call. We'll get you an Uber.
Well, knowing
You left
Filoni, he'll do an
Crosshair.
Filoni will do an entire episode of how Crosshair got off of Camino. You wait. There'll be an entire episode devoted to that, and we will watch it, of course.
Yep. That's funny. Oh, we hit that third awkward silence now. Now what's the new topic?
Sorry, I had to step out. What were we talking about? What were we talking
I don't know anymore.
What's that, Scott?
Elvis, I'm just thinking how you're, you haven't seen Rebels, but now you get to kind of experience the tie-in to, to what you've seen in Bad Batch, and then you're gonna like just probably just start falling in love with these characters because I mean, it's funny. Like as far as Star Wars goes, obviously the original, the original trilogy is always going to have a real, heavy presence in my heart. But for some reason, Rebels.
This is my favorite
I
crew.
love every character. I am so. I mean, I don't even want to. Dude, when you let's just say that Kanan, I'll be here for you when you need me.
Yeah. So here's what you've got coming. You've got the completion of the Maul arc coming. You've got the completion of the Ahsoka arc coming.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
got characters you didn't even know about that you're gonna love coming. I mean, it's so good, dude.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about spoilers. I got a lot of insight into what I'm about to see. So
Fucking Inquisitors, fucking. I mean,
I love how Vader looks in Rebels.
oh
To
yeah.
me, that's my Vader. I just
And the lightsabers. So I'm interested after you see the lightsabers, whether you're put off by them or not.
I kind of
Some people are. I mean, I don't mind it, but I know some
I
people
like
are.
him.
what's the difference? The
There's
way that
thin.
it
the blades are
The
like
blades
yeah.
themselves it's like putting a 7/8 inch blade into what is normally a 1-inch socket. So it's a thinner blade, but it looks cool.
all right.
It is. It's a different
Like
look. So different animation.
My guess is I won't like it because I think the thinner blades look a little silly unless it's got a lot of that ambience around it. It kind of fills it out. So
You're gonna get used to it, though. I think.
Yeah.
I think because the thing is, it's like Kanan isn't known as a fencer. He's not the best. I don't think he's because he hasn't had the full training. So
Yeah, you
and
saw
Ezra is
him.
the same thing.
You saw the age he was
So-
when he stopped his training.
So Kanan
Yeah, exactly.
is Caleb.
Yeah, Kanan is
Yep.
Caleb. Caleb Doom is Kanan.
Yep.
He had to change his name, obviously, because
Got it.
And he
Thank you for
takes
loading.
this lightsaber and he breaks it into multiple parts and puts it on different parts of his belt because you're not allowed to carry lightsabers. So he has to hide the fact that he has Jedi training and they really kind of forced him to like actually use his lightsaber because things start happening in the beginning of the series, and
I think
Jalen
it's
was my
much
dude.
quicker developing too than Clone Wars was. It's not nowhere near as slow as Clone Wars.
So isn't Ezra trained by Kanan?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. Does Ezra not become a very strong Jedi then? Because I mean, how could Kanan
He's
train him if?
somewhat.
Okay.
I mean, he's
I think that Ezra, I think he reaches kind of like Luke level. Some
yeah,
of the
he
skills
also
that he has.
received. They all kind of receive some temporal Jedi training as well. Kind of from you'll see when they visit these places where they can actually communicate with Yoda and communicate. So but they receive additional training as well.
Okay.
On a completely aside, I love the parts with Ezra and Maul.
It's such
Yeah.
a cool relationship.
Their relationship.
The
Maul
Ezra Kenobi, or I mean, sorry, the Maul Kenobi is just,
Oh God, yeah.
I have seen that scene, by the way.
That's solid gold. That
That
is
scene is
solid gold.
classic.
In fact, I think that's what I have right now.
Huh? Ah.
Yeah, you can tell by that flick noise. That's the Kenobi from Rebels.
I actually just watched that scene today, and just like when Kenobi like closes Maul's eyes and just kind of, he's almost tender with him.
yes.
There's no
Yes.
hatred.
Oh, I haven't seen that part. I've just seen him.
Yeah,
Well-
it's like he did what he had to do, but he didn't.
As soon as he cuts him down, he catches him before he falls.
There's no joy in it. Yeah.
Then
Really? I
closes
haven't
his
seen
eyes.
that either. I've just seen the slice and that's it. I haven't seen anything past
Oh
that.
no, it goes beyond that.
Oh,
Clone
yeah, Maul
Wars,
even asks him a question, and it's just
Clone
which-
Wars and Rebels makes Maul just one of the most beloved characters.
It does
Of
for
all
Maul what
time.
it did for Anakin.
Yeah.
It fleshes him out.
even more.
Even more, yeah. I mean, he is just such a phenomenal character.
Love him.
I love the part when Maul realizes. So in Clone Wars, when he realizes, like, oh, that was the plan. Like when he's got the clone army and everything, and he's like, oh shit. Now I see the bigger plan. Wow, is
Yeah.
he an amazing genius? Like, I loved that scene when he had that moment of figuring it out. Like, wow, that's Sidious.
I think seeing how
Oh,
scared he
Sidious.
was of Sidious, that's what really kind of impressed me with Sidious, was seeing how scared Maul was of Palpatine Sidious. I mean, that just shows you how powerful he was.
Well, that's another thing that Clone Wars did for Palpatine for me, because the movies, the way Ian McDiarmid played him, Palpatine as the puppet master, I absolutely buy hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
But Sidious as this physical threat, like a
Nothing.
duelist, I didn't quite get it, and it's not Ian McDiarmid's fault. You work with what you got.
Yeah.
But that
When you
duel,
see him fight Savage and Maul.
oh my god,
Oh.
that did it. I was like,
Yeah.
this is Sidious.
Okay, yeah.
When I was
get it.
watching that scene, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. We're gonna get to see Palpatine." He
He's
does the
fighting them
thing-
both, and he's smiling about it. I'm like, no
Yeah,
wonder
cause-
everyone's scared. of
Flavor.
It's like, he does the cool, lightsaber sleeve. And I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. And then he pulls out the second one, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
2-on-1 doesn't even break a sweat, and I'm like, yeah, this is Sidious. Now I get it.
Have you guys read Darth Plagueis?
I have
Yes.
The tragedy
Yep.
of Dark Plagueis was.
Yeah, the book,
No,
the Legend
the
book,
The
yeah.
book,
I have not read it.
the novel Darth Plagueis. Oh,
Yeah.
dude. So I'm on chapter, I think 18. It's good. Like
Yeah.
it's Plagueis, like raising Palpatine to become what he is. Oh my god, it's good.
I had that in my hands. I was in Barnes and Noble. I'm rereading Dune right now because I have to before the movie comes
The
out.
movie,
But
Mm.
I definitely want to check that one out. That
Just read the preface. The first, the preface section or whatever it's called. Just read that part, and it's the scene how he kills Plagueis. So after he's been made Chancellor and he kills Plagueis, that's the preface of the book. Oh my god, I was hooked immediately. I'm like, I need to read this whole thing.
Yeah.
The book
Anything with
dovetails into
Palpatine in
Phantom
it.
Menace. The book actually dovetails into Phantom Menace. It really is. It's something.
The
So-
book it ducktails into Phantom Menace?
Dovetails. It's like kind of links up to.
Ah.
DuckTales.
Ducktails. Yeah, here we go. There's our childhood.
So I
what you
don't
do.
know which show it was for, but I did just see something where they're talking about casting a live action Sabine.
Ooh.
So I don't know if that was for Ahsoka, for Boba Fett, for Mando. I guess it couldn't be Obi-Wan. No, yeah, it could be Obi-Wan. No, it
Maybe.
couldn't be.
And Sabine. Who's Sabine? I'm trying to remember.
All right.
Sabine is in Rebel.
Okay.
That brings up a question of all the female characters in Star Wars. Who is the one that you would marry if you were given the chance?
Oh God. That's a
I've
Wait,
been in love
is
with
this marry
Sabine.
or is this a marry, F, or kill type game? Because
if this I might have to leave.
I'm thinking, where's Darth Talon fit in the list? I know.
Mary Leia, F. Asajj Ventress, kill Rose Tico.
Yes.
Damn.
Oh God.
Damn. Oh. Alright. I'm not
That was a
answering.
good answer.
I'm gonna
I'm
abstain
not.
from this one.
Yeah, I'm not answering this either.
Like, I can't let my wife see this. Oh, that's funny.
I don't think I'm just I don't think I'm allowed to. So
No, you can bow out. No, I
If
don't-
anybody
no.
here is allowed to know, it's you.
really
What do you have to say, human?
Man, so I mean, obviously the Leia Jabba thing. I mean, it's pretty cool, but I don't know.
alright. So
Say into the king.
Well,
marry,
I
Alright,
can't
I'll
argue- I
marry-
can't argue against Leia.
alright, I'll
I'm not-
marry Leia, I'll F Jabba.
That was your penis hair moment. It was at this moment
What would that
he knew he fucked up. Mama's not even here. I need Mamba to go make all these memes now.
Anyway,
I needed to get the penis hair out. I need a new one.
You need-
Someone's still gonna bring it up. I mean, Zach already did it before.
Well, I warned you. I wasn't going to bring it up, and I wasn't going to stop it either. So I warned you ahead of time.
I wasn't gonna bring it up because I don't really have a psychology degree. And I saw it live that last time, so I was just kind of like, "Yeah, I'm good." But that's in the past. I mean, if someone wants to bring it up, I'll just, you know.
Well, Mid Ohio's not in the chat. Otherwise, they'd be all over that.
But if we're talking about the women of Star Wars that I most admire, let's make this a little more wholesome.
Admire.
Okay,
It would
we'll
have
roll with
to
that.
be.
I admire Jabba.
It would have
Yeah.
to be Ahsoka. I mean, Padme would definitely be high on the list too. But yeah, Ahsoka. When you see that 7th season and what Ahsoka kind of grew into after leaving the
Holdo?
council, or what's that?
That's not Haldo or whatever her name is.
Oh, from Last Jedi.
I mean, I respect her for the.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who's
Okay.
Holdo?
It's a person from Last Jedi. This is the.
No, they know. They.
Yeah. I like that scene. It
I'm
looked cool.
sorry.
I'm gonna get shot again, aren't I?
No, I'll agree. I'll agree with you on that one.
Who's
though.
Holdo?
That was a cool scene. though. I'll agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do any
I
of you
just
have
think
a
it-
maneuver named after you? I don't think so.
No, I just
I
think it
do.
should have been Akbar doing the kamikaze. That's all.
It should have. It should have. I agree with you. On
It
that.
should have been Akbar doing that. Yeah.
Drop.
Oh, is that the lady from Jurassic Park? What's her
Yeah.
name?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
he's Elvis is just now getting it.
I remember.
You legit didn't know.
No, I told you 3 times. Who are we talking about? No, seriously, I don't know. I don't
No,
think my
I
mind's
don't
working.
know.
Elvis, I just threw the shittiest character from Star Wars at you,
Yeah.
and I'm so sorry. Because I
No,
don't
no,
expect you to know.
no, it's funny now that I know who you're talking about. I remember sitting in that movie and talking to the guy sitting next to me, who I barely knew, and I was just like, "What's happening here? What's the point of this side mission?" Like,
Is this whole movie going to be a
Just-
chase like this? A slow speed
Like-
space chase?
Yeah,
Speed
the
speed
slow
chases.
chase,
Are we
I
for
did
real?
not.
We're running out of
that's
fuel.
real what I said.
That
This is
that
what
will
I
never
love.
make sense to me at all.
Okay.
That slow chase.
All right, I'm blanking on the name of the song, but you know that song that goes dun 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 dun. That song. I forgot the
that's-
name of it.
The TIE
Star
Fighter
Wars
attack
theme?
from
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that
that,
is the
but
TIE
it's just
Fighter.
the slow kind of crawling ships just moving.
that don't work.
Be funny. Someone should make an edit of that.
Someone
Like-
probably has. You never know.
Let's
The
find
Last
out.
Jedi was kind of slow, literally.
You don't say.
No, I remember when the movie was over, and I was like, "So what they're saying is that everything that happened without Rey didn't matter the entire time, like that whole side quest to the gambling planet and all that. Like
None of it.
it was all pointless."
Wait,
No,
hold
alright.
up. What's the deal with the kid in the broom?
Thank
Yeah,
you. I
what's
was
the
about
deal
to
with
say
the
that.
brew?
I was about to
Love
say that. Thank you.
Force.
You read my mind.
We all got the Force. Okay.
Filoni saw that one. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm not even gonna fix that one."
You're right. Floyd's like some things are beyond my help. I'm sorry.
He's
Wait,
like,
wait,
"No."
Damn it, Kathleen.
Everyone has the Force.
I don't know. I mean, Force. nice.
I did see a really neat interview with Freddie Prinze, so Freddie Prinze is the voice of Kanan in Rebels,
Gotcha.
and it was him talking with somebody, and he said, I've been gifted in that I've been able to have real long conversations with George Lucas about Star Wars and about the Force, and he was talking about how it doesn't matter because people were complaining about the whole Rey having no training, and he's like, you go back and you look at Luke had very little training. He goes now this is not speculation. He goes, this is coming from George Lucas. Luke won because he was more powerful in the Force. It is a predetermined thing. The amount of Force that Luke had in him is what determined him being better than. Same with Rey, it is according to Lucas and him, and I wish I could find this. If you look it up, Freddie Prinze, it's like a 5-minute video where he just preaches to this guy about it. But basically, the way Lucas says it is kind of a predetermined based on how much Force ability you have, whether or not you are better than another Jedi. So
We got more than midichlorians.
yeah, it's all comes down to the midichlorians.
He spells his last name.
True.
Spell Prinze, is it Prinz? Hold on. I'm gonna find it.
Prinze.
You could tell that you
Junior.
weren't around for like the late '90s and early 2000s.
The 90s. He was a king.
He was a big deal.
Yeah, it
She's
was.
all that. Look it up.
So I was showing my wife. My birthday was last week, so I was showing my wife the Cameo app. Where you can get the movie stars to make a phone call or send you a video or say happy birthday and all that. And Freddie Prinze Jr. was in the Star Wars section, and she's like, "Freddie Prinze Jr. is in Star Wars? I don't remember that." And I said, "Yeah, he voiced a character." And she's like, "Oh, that doesn't count." I'm like, "Yes, it does, because the guy I want you to call me is Darth Maul. Go find this dude."
Freddie Prinze Jr. rant to the Star Wars fans. Just look that up. It's 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
All right.
I'll have to check that out. Definitely. All right. Well, as long as we're crapping on stuff about Star Wars that we don't like, let me ask you this, and this might be a fun debate.
Thank you, Zach.
Oh yeah. Oh really?
I'm not holding it against you, dude, because you had a 3-year-old kid at the time, or 3-day-old kid at the time.
Yeah, Zach's a little busy. A
He's
bit.
having a moment.
Yeah.
You know what would be a really good present? A fancy etched KR flagship.
There you go.
Send it to him.
So for those of us who have seen the original trilogy versus the special editions, what is a special edition change that you hated compared to the original trilogy?
I will go first.
Yay!
This is real easy, and
Yep.
there's two of them. One
Okay.
just because it was off-putting and it
Don't say
lessened
Jabba.
Jabba's palace. The whole
Jabba's
music
tail?
theme that
Okay.
they added to Jabba's palace, I hated.
Jedi rocks. Thank you.
But
Thank you.
the honestly the thing that I hated more than anything was the fact that they took the Nub Nub song out at the end of Return of the Jedi, the celebration song
Nub
at the end of Return of the Jedi. I loved that song, and I needed that in there. So
That was
that's
good,
it.
but
Jedi
wanted to-
rocks to me. Jedi
I-
rocks to me is the DX sabers of the special edition changes.
Yeah, it's awful.
That's I can't even watch it.
You didn't need it in there.
Nope.
The movie already has enough humor. You know, you didn't need it in there. That maybe the fact when he stepped on Jabba's tail in Star Wars, that was a little
That was
I thought
awful.
that's what you were gonna say.
wonky.
Mine is Empire Strikes Back. Right after Luke has taken his
Yes.
fall, Vader's obviously upset. And the one line he utters when he's like walking down the hallway, when he comes across like an officer, he goes, "Bring my shuttle." I thought
Prepare
that
my
was
shuttle. Yeah.
I thought that line kind of just summed up his feelings perfectly at that moment. He was pissed. He didn't want to talk. Bring my shit. Let's go.
Yeah.
But they changed it to tell my Star Destroyer to prepare for my arrival. You know, why don't you bite me? That line struck. I'm trying not to get too yeah, fuck that shit. Sorry. But it's just like, I mean, it's just like overkill. Why did you change that? It was
Yeah.
perfect before. Like, and that's a George Lucas thing. He was just like, well, I thought a little more exposition at the point. Maybe people don't understand what was going on. Anybody that didn't understand was a moron, didn't need to understand. Move on.
The additional scene was okay, but don't change the dialogue. You know. Bring
Yeah,
my
I don't
shuttle.
know. Other than that, I think the whole thing with the stepping on
Jabba.
the tail, I was just
The effect was a little wonky, but
What's neat about that scene is that the original Jabba is actually still in that scene.
Yeah, the Russian looking
The
dude.
big kind of
Oh, yeah.
fat looking dude with the vest. That was originally Jabba.
going along the
So-
same lines of Empire, though, Scott, when and they actually fixed it in the original trilogy. Luke, does the swan dive off the gantry, and he falls silently.
yes.
And in the special, I love. Yeah, they added the scream, and I hated that. I love the fact that Luke just looks at Vader and drops. All that's missing is him flipping the bird. You know, but they added the scream, and then they ended up taking it out in a later edit, and I was thankful for that.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the scream. I hated Jedi rocks. But those are my two biggest gripes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
No, you go.
So in Empire, when so I know that they changed the hologram of Palpatine to the newer Palpatine when he's in that the big giant hologram.
Yep.
Instead of the dude
But
with the bug eyes.
Yeah, but the dialogue was also changed too, right? Where they talked more about the son and all that, and how he's a threat to them. If
I'd
I'm
have
not
to go back
mistaken.
and look, I'm not sure.
And the part that kills me is that Darth Vader is hunting for Luke, tracking him down to Hoth, sending
I
out the
know where
probe
you're going.
droids.
I know where you're going with this one. Yep.
And then after the Hoth scene, there's the scene with the Emperor where he now tells him Luke is the target. And it's like, Why was he looking for him if the Emperor hadn't told him that yet? It just that part really bugs me. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the dialogue changed from the original to the special edition, and that's when they put more emphasis on that. I don't know. That part bugged me. I was like, Darth Vader's already hunting him down. Why are you telling him now to go hunt him down? It just, I don't know.
Someone failed in continuity, apparently.
Yeah, for most of the part, I feel like the changes were, good changes. Things like changing, Boba's voice to Tamura Morrison, little things like that, were good changes. I didn't mind adding X-wings to the final battle and the little small digital, like jazzing up Mos Eisley and adding more vehicles, and none of that bothered me. But when I go back and watch the original, that doesn't bother me either. There's something to be said about the fact that movie made 40, almost 50 years ago, still holds up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like there's movies that were in the 90s that I can't watch because I'm like, oh my God, that looks like crap.
The thing I love and hate's the wrong word. The thing I love and are somewhat bothered by George Lucas about is that he made the movie on a $1 million budget. He always wanted to have more budget. Anything he ever second guesses, he's like, well, let me just spend $1 million, I'll go fix it. And he doesn't second guess it again. He just spends the money and he's done. And just, I'm sticking with the new decision. Like, so half of that stuff's good and half of that stuff's like, maybe you shouldn't have second guessed yourself, but I don't know.
What I wish I could do is I saw a video recently and they were talking about the first few theatrical viewings of the original Star Wars, and I guess there was like I guess Lucas had made some edits, and like after a couple, like the first few showings, the movie actually changed subtly, from what I understand. And I would really, I think it would be, that's like a time travel thing, but to be able to go back, I mean, I'd love to go back to just when I originally saw that movie with my father and re-experience that. Like,
I'm assuming that those changes were the scenes that we've seen that are completed, like the one where Luke is on the planet looking with the little viewfinder and watching the space battle. And all the bigs and stuff. I'm assuming that stuff was in there, and they just changed it up for pacing. Because why would they have ever gone through and finished those scenes back then on a budget like a movie that had zero budget like this?
But if you could go back, if you had the capacity to go back, that very first time you saw the movie, the very first cut of it that you saw in its purest state, like how different would it seem? I would imagine it would almost seem like, it, but there'd be subtle things. It'd be like almost foreign.
Well, the first time I remember seeing it was actually, so they released it, and then before Empire came out, they re-released it in the theaters because back then we didn't have home movies. We didn't have. So they re-released it, and that was the first time they actually put Episode 4 on there and called it A New Hope. Or sorry, they didn't even have Episode 4. They called it A New Hope, I think, on that. So originally it was just Star Wars, and they changed it for that. That's the first movie I can remember going and seeing, and that was probably 78 or 79. But man, I just remember it was like, if you've seen the episode of the 70s show where they watched Star Wars, it was like that for me. It was, my jaw dropped. I had to see it again. I had to see it again. I had to see it again.
I saw it when I was 3 or 4 on a re-release, and it was the second movie I had ever seen in theaters. And I remember I was a babbling idiot when I came out of the theater, and that was it. I've never been the same. So
I remember. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, one thing I wish that they had done, put back in the special edition, was the early big scenes on Tatooine.
Yeah.
To kind of reestablish the friendship, to give it a little more weight behind it. But I mean, I heard he cut it because he didn't want American Graffiti again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it would have been nice to have seen it again. But that's just my take.
I think that it works out well on some of this stuff because the true fans out there, the people like us, have gone and found those scenes, and
Yeah.
we realize when Luke has that look of despair after Biggs dies in the trench or whatever, like we understand that look and how much emotion is in that look. And that's something kind of special for those true fans that have gone and you know learned that stuff. So I think it makes it kind of special that way, and also makes Star Wars digestible and short enough and epic theater enough for the regs out there to watch it too.
So
You know what I mean?
if you want a fun way to experience the original trilogy in a new way, watch it, especially Star Wars. Watch it
Hi.
and just think about the fact every time R2 and
Yeah.
Vader are in any kind of close proximity, what the fuck is going through R2's head? Because I mean, at the
True.
last, like he's in the Death Star trench, and here comes boom, Anakin right behind him. What the hell is he thinking? With but watch it from that perspective, knowing that R2 knows. I'm pretty sure R2 knows. So see how often they come in contact, and just kind of wonders what's going through that little droid brain of his.
There's been a bunch of memes lately on that on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good. I also like the one where it's Darth Vader on
passing.
Endor, and he says, "I see you've constructed yourself a new lightsaber." And then it turns to Luke and says, "Yeah, some motherfucker cut my hand off that was holding the last one." Oh god, that one made me laugh out loud when I saw it on Instagram.
There's another one on Instagram about Yoda in a duel, and the first is Yoda versus Sidious, and then it's no, show me the perfect duel, and then it's Yoda versus Dooku. No, show me the perfect duel, and then it's Yoda versus R2 from Empire Strikes Back on Dagobah. Perfect, yeah.
No, mine.
Yeah, Isaac brings up a good point. R2 never got the memory wipe.
I know,
So-
and that's immediately what I thought.
Yep.
When after seeing Revenge of the Sith, and they're like, and have the protocol droid's memory wiped, and I'm like,
Not the astromech, right?
No, and that's that. And I know this has been brought up a bunch, but every time Luke told R2 to stay in the ship and he didn't, that was because the last time Anakin told him to stay in the ship, Anakin never came back. So every time
Oh,
Luke
wow.
told R2 to stay in the ship, he was like, "Nope,
Oh.
I'm after you." So
Where
I
we
mean,
going,
it's-
Buster?
that I'm sure that had nothing, that played nothing into George Lucas's thought, but man, that somebody watched these and thought that out, and that's a good little.
It does sync up
Subtle.
nicely. You're right. Wow. Never
that's
thought
so
of that.
subtle. It was probably accidental.
Yes, it was accidental, but it's touching.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, fellas, I told you, Phoenix, that I've got a very early morning in the morning, so
You did.
I'm going to have to call it a night now, so I can get up and go do my work things. They pay me to
Tim.
do other stuff at times.
Thank you for coming on, man.
I appreciate it as always, guys. It was a pleasure. I enjoy being with every single one of you guys here, and I hope to be invited again sometime in the near future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll have you on again, man.
Peace out, and may the
Cool
force
hanging
be
out with you,
you.
Tim.
Whoop,
Night,
sorry.
Tim.
By the way.
There you go. Deuces, guys.
Good night,
Hey,
man.
man.
And then there
Wow,
was
our screens are so big.
You stole my line. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, he probably did.
That's funny. Yeah, man, the R2 Vader stuff. It bugs me now because now I'm gonna think about it.
It is it's extra stuff that comes to your mind. All right.
But then again, R2 never. I mean, how does R2 know that Vader's Anakin?
That's a good
I
point.
mean, if you think about it, R2 is just a little trash can kind of thing.
Mhm.
and he's got like he's the lock opener, the telecommunicator, the computer to do the this and the that. He doesn't really have to like think too much about Darth Vader because it's not like Vader's going to be like lightsaber dueling him. And if Vader ever came across R2, he'd be like, "Holy shit, that's R2!" Oh,
Right.
Anakin, you're dead. And then you like go off and like it's just this kind of like you think like at this point, since Vader has killed off Anakin as far as psychologically he thinks so, he probably wouldn't even register R2, and R2 would probably look at him and go like, "Oh yeah, I know him. I gotta go do this lock thing now." It's sort of like I don't know, it'd be like two ships passing in the night.
It's
But,
funny. It's funny you mentioned that. I have heard of a comic. It's probably Legends continuity by now, but it takes place in the middle of Empire on Bespin after 3PO gets blasted, and Vader finds the pieces, and there's a guard asking Vader if he wants to have the droid melted down, and Vader's holding on to 3PO's head, and it's almost like a Hamlet
Skull,
moment
yeah.
with a skull, yeah.
Yeah.
And the flashback of Vader remembering as Anakin building 3PO, and Vader just says, "No, have the Wookiee wear the pieces." It's just little touches like
I like
that.
that. Yeah.
True, you're not wrong.
No, I'm looking at this next comment. R2 is able to access everything in every movie, so he's got to know a lot.
Well, now I'm
And
running
he
it in
knew
my
when to
head.
say nothing.
Yeah. Well, now I'm running it through my head if R2 ever found out that Anakin was Vader. I don't know if it was. a
And would he have
specific
ever known
moment.
that Luke was Anakin's kid?
Well, then it was Skywalker. I would assume so. But
I suppose.
if he ever learned that
Yeah, you're right. Skywalker, the name. So when he got off the Jawa's sandcrawler and was introduced to Owen Skywalker, he would have been like, "Doo-doo-doo! Hey, fuck! I know your brother."
Yeah.
Like, I've been here before. I know this place. Like,
Right.
Wait. Pause. Rewind. What's his name? Say it again.
yeah. Interesting. I'm just gonna have to choose to forget all that.
Star Wars.
That's true. 3PO didn't know.
All right, I got one. What about the Force ghosts not showing up in the sequels until their voices when it's like, "I am all the Jedi"? So we're saying Vader, Anakin, never talked to Ben once? Like, come on. Really? Come on. Like, Anakin can come back as a Force ghost, but doesn't try to steer Ben Solo once.
Nope.
That seems like a
That's-
miss.
That was a huge
Well-
missed opportunity right there.
I think what it could have been was, this is just me, part of my French bullshitting, but like, what if, because we see that Palpatine links up Kylo and Rey, so what if Palpatine was blocking Anakin?
Yeah, like
From
jamming his
speaking with him.
radar, his Force radar kind
Yeah.
of thing. Okay. All
And
right.
then speaking to him through the voice of Vader in the helmet.
I like your theory, Noah. It's
That's
enough
po-
for me to buy it.
That's possible because there is that bit in Rise of Skywalker where Palpatine shifts his voice to Snoke and then Vader. So yeah, he might have been maybe he was communicating with Kylo as Vader.
Yeah.
And then we just
that's
don't see him talk to Ben because Ben's already on the right path. So it's like, yeah. They should have had him at least talk when Ben was Ben. That would have been cool.
I don't recall. So in that last scene when he was like, "I am all the Sith and I am all the Jedi," and we hear all the Jedi voices, I've watched it with closed captioning turned on, so it says everyone's name
Oh yeah.
as they talk. Was Anakin in there? I mean, I know like Obi-Wan and the rest of the council were all in there, but was Anakin?
I
I
think
think he was.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Speaking of Force Ghosts, do you think at the end of Return of the Jedi, the edit that they made, going from old Anakin to young Anakin, how do you think? Any thoughts
I
on
did
that?
not care for
I
that.
think they paid a kind of a disservice to the original actor that played Anakin.
Yeah.
I
But-
thought that was kind of disrespectful.
I bought it because you can say, just like when you mentioned earlier, Darth Vader doesn't care about R2 because he gave up Anakin. He's no longer Anakin. He's a new person. And so it's not Darth Vader coming back. It's Anakin coming back. So I can see it both ways. It's enough for me to say, okay,
Yeah.
I buy it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I do wish it. When I first saw them change the character, it kind of bugged me.
By
Yeah.
their logic, the reason having Hayden Christensen in there as a Force Ghost, it would stand to reason that they would just go ahead and have Ian McGregor in there as well.
But Obi-Wan was always a Jedi.
That's
Anakin was a Jedi, and Darth Vader was a Sith. So, I mean,
I
going
said-
back to
Yeah,
that
but,
same
I mean,
logic.
When Anakin was redeemed, he was older.
That's true.
So it just stands to reason that the old man that you saw in the Vader costume, he would be reimagined as his age
Yeah.
as a Jedi. And I just find that the original ending with the Force Ghost was more logical than all of a sudden have him de-aged. And it never
Yeah.
made sense to me. It just seemed like it was fan service and nothing more. There was no logic behind it.
Yeah, I didn't fully buy into it either. Not only that, but Anakin, the footage they filmed of Hayden Christensen doesn't even really interact with Yoda and Obi-Wan the way that the original actor did. That was another thing that I wasn't crazy about. And I think I heard somewhere Hayden himself was saying that had he known what they were doing, he really would have played it different. He would have done the motion and whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they kept him in the dark on that. So who knows?
Well, I mean, it's
Possible.
not like they probably give too much exposition as to what the scene is. I mean, they can only tell an actor so much about what's going on, and I imagine a lot of it's just left to the creative,
Well-
just natural creativeness of the process,
Here's another thought. What if after the prequels came out, George second guessed himself again and thought, Anakin shouldn't have any arms or legs when he's a Force ghost. I know, I'll just put Hayden in there instead. That would have been funny, just see the floating torso.
That'll be a future edit.
It's just like
What you do is you feed all of this data into like a supercomputer, like Deep Thought, and just give it a couple million years to think about it, and it would extrapolate what's the perfect ending. And then we get this like gangly, like cyborg,
we
bird.
just get like right when he was burned on the table with only
Yeah.
like 2 limbs on, just
And they've just put the head of the original actor, the older guy, and he's
Oh yeah,
he's
Photoshop.
just sitting there screaming, "Ah!"
Thing. If you have a floating torso, if you have a floating torso, somebody's gonna make a Black Knight comparison with Monty Python, though. You know that.
Right.
All right, Obi-Wan, we'll call it a draw. Or something like that.
You know that kind of reminds me of You're my brother, Anakin. Oh, I hate you.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that scene.
yeah.
That's funny.
All
Oh, I
right,
hate
let's
you.
talk about Team 38.
Oh,
Subject.
What's
Yeah.
that, Scott?
The Scene 38, the reimagined scene.
Oh, yeah.
Scene 38 is canon.
You are my brother, Anakin. I loved you. They threw that in there.
Yep. I love it.
Matter. Yeah, that was awesome.
Of course we're geeking out. This is what we do.
Why is Isaac never on one of these? He's got a YouTube channel. Why don't you get on
Isaac,
get on one of these live streams, dude?
Get over
Yeah,
over
Isaac,
here.
what are you, too good?
Yo, what are you too good for us, Isaac? Huh?
Sup?
Oh,
Come
I would definitely have him on a stream in a heartbeat.
Why hasn't he been on one of these?
I want him on the stream just so I know he's not like going through my stuff somewhere. Like, see where he's at.
To keep track. No, you know what it'll be? It'll be him with his phone, the camera, and then rummaging around one of our houses.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well,
You can do it on a phone, though, can't you?
yeah, of course you can.
I was going to say.
Jake from Gin and Tonic, he does the live streams from his iPad and uses AirPods for headphones. So, yeah, it can be done from a phone.
Yeah, we're on to you.
Yeah.
We're on to you, Ike.
Oh,
Yeah, he was dropping some truth bombs in one of those last. I was starting to get like really, really self-conscious about my debt.
Oh, Gin and Tonic?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not. I charged this and then paid it off immediately. And yeah, Gin and Tonic. I was like, dude, I need it. He's like, don't go into debt. I need it. Don't go into debt. I'm like, oh, it's like one paycheck, dude. It's no big deal. Like,
I don't need
I
it.
need it now.
I definitely
No,
don't.
what
need
I
it.
loved was we had Jake talking about fiscal responsibility, and then Zach comes on showing off all his stuff. You know, oh, yeah. And all I could think of was you have the good conscience on one shoulder, you got the bad conscience on the other. And Zach and Jake whispering.
Darth Raven, definitely the one with the horns
Yeah.
and a beak.
With that helmet? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh man. All right. If I'm gonna show him my saber moves in case he tries stealing my stuff. I'll be right back.
He's going to go for the nerf, too. Oh, no,
Isaac's
it's-
the only one watching us right now. We need to understand him.
Does Noah live with you? Is he like upstairs right now doing this?
No, he's in. I'm in my dining room. He's in the living room.
Okay.
So.
That's some pretty good spinning.
Yeah, he can. He's got the moves down. I can't do that. Boom!
What?
I'm showing my moves. Whoops.
You meant to do that. You meant to do that.
I meant to do that. That's my special move. I just throw it at you guys.
Yeah, you
That
meant
was
to do
hilarious.
that, right?
Should I go with this? Should I?
Actually,
full-
he can.
Yeah, you want to see?
Go
I don't
ahead.
think I've shown. I don't think I've showed you two. 1 second.
He can do the Obiani with that. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah,
Looks top heavy.
it is top heavy with a capital T, but he can do it.
All right.
Yeah.
I was shooting a video earlier and I was doing the Obiani. I was doing it better than I've ever done it. And then all of a sudden I got like really self-conscious about the fact that like I'm inside a small apartment and I lost it. But it was just like, and I rewatched it. I'm like, is that me doing the Obiani? Oh my God. I don't know.
I was almost.
I
I can't
can't
do it.
I can't do the Obiani to save my life. I can't. I can do one spin, but I try to go behind the back and no.
cringe.
Well, that's the tricky part is to just, The thing is like most of it's illusions anyway. You know.
Yeah. I always get
So-
super like cerebral when I'm doing an Obiani. Like, I don't think I'm spinning it right. Did I go to the right or to the left or backwards? Like, I think about it too much.
Maybe
and then I
that's it.
end
I'm
up hitting.
overthinking it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I do too. I overthink it. I'm like, am I looking at it right? And then just like look in the mirror and I see me like spinning it like, woo, and I'm like, I'm doing fine. Don't worry about
But speaking of YouTubers, I love having a live stream. You know, Stony Magnum does a great tutorial, but I can't get the move down.
it.
But if you've watched his tutorial, he says right at the beginning, he's like, I was not trained on this. I just was spinning, and apparently that's called an Obiani. And I feel the same way about my Obiani. Like, I just feel like that's how I was spinning to begin with. But
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I need to make sure I'm doing this right, and now I can't do it anymore because now
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. You know,
The
my
thing is,
printer is hitting hard. I gotta go check this, make sure it didn't come off.
I can only do that with certain sabers. Like with this thing, I can do it because it weighs nothing. But anything over a certain weight, it's just like I feel like things are going
Is it
to
really?
off my body.
Yeah.
And then there's this thing.
Yeah, that looks like it'd be kind of heavy. With the I have an Ultra Saber. Like I have most of the Malgus, whatever they call it. I have the
Yeah.
claws and everything. I know how heavy those are.
Yeah.
But
And those are the long claws. That's not even the short
Yeah,
ones.
this-
So
this
that's
is
that-
a
what
large.
I have the long ones. Yeah, they're
Yeah. And
They
then I
are
got a 40-inch blade, and it's just
I can't do anything with a 40-inch blade. Anything more than like a 32 or a 36.
But
And
with
I
this
just-
one, you kind of have to. Otherwise, you have like no saber length because this one's like super long. I think it's like 6
Yeah.
inches actually.
But like the thing is this thing, the Silver Crusher,
Yeah,
technically, I mean the hilt's so long, but even with a 32-inch blade, I feel like it would be a competent combat saber. I don't know. I just feel like when I have anything over a 32-inch or even a 32-inch at the most extreme, that I'm just sort of swinging around like an oar or something. It's just too much wind resistance. It just feels so impractical for combat.
this one's my my dueling saber, the Sukin Shido.
I
This
would
one's-
definitely like to pit this thing against that. I think it would be a good
You want
match.
to go? You want to go? Want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. You don't want any of this though, man. You don't
Right.
know.
You don't want to see me duel. You
that
don't want
silver
What the
crusher
hell's
is a
that
beautiful.
soundboard?
What? Bro, look at. Oh my gosh. Look at it. You can have like the normal bean. There's like kind of like a purple outside of it. Like, look at it. Mine has better effects. Look at this.
No,
Bro.
Scott's got the Profi in his, Noah.
Yeah,
That's-
but like, look at this.
yeah, I know. It's the other shit
that.
do it.
Look at, no. Like, you got like the normal blade, but then there's like a. Like, look at it. It's like kind of like outside. It looks so.
Hmm?
I don't know anymore, man.
Are we fighting?
Yes. We should duel.
All
on a
right,
stream,
Isaac.
Dad.
All right, okay. It's Isaac against me, Noah. Dude, you're going down.
That Mystic Knight is nice.
Wait, Dad, do you want to do a little duel for the stream?
No,
No, you don't, because you'll lose.
no, I am
You'll
not
lose.
prepared to duel.
You're not. That's kind of cringe.
Oh, you want some of this, John?
No. All right, let me see. Give me 1 second. I'm just doing a little behind the scenes stuff here. Give me 1 second, John.
Oh, cool. The stab feature actually works. That's amazing.
Ooh, lucky bastard.
I tell you, these little Profi cores are just amazing.
Hmm.
Everything's all dialed in. I have to think.
But Scott, worst case scenario, me and you were gonna duel. I'll just pull an Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't have any guns. I'm not a gun guy. Everybody I work with is a gun guy. But I'm not a gun guy. I'm a blade guy.
I feel you there. Yeah.
Isaac, you get that Malagus. I want to see it. Definitely.
Well, me and him are gonna have a Malagus duel. Caliburn versus Malagus.
So I want to show off this, if I can find it.
Let me zoom you in. You gotta show that hilt off, man.
More powerful than any. Your destiny lies with Cal Kestis.
Come on, where are you?
Information never fought the dark spectrum.
I know Jedi.
Dark Wolf. This is the exclusive Dark Wolf Saber sound font.
Hmm.
It does this shit.
Ooh.
It has all these like wolf sounds in the background. This is totally up Zach's alley. This is House Stark level stuff.
That is a sweet
That-
pommel on there too, man.
That blade profile looks like the Don't Cross the Streams Ghostbuster one.
It like changes. It changes. You can actually change pattern from orange to red with a. It's just crazy. Oops. And then it takes like 15 minutes to shut off.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Dang it.
So I was listening that whole time I stepped away. 40-inch blade? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a 40
Indiana Jones scene? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
When he pulls out the gun and shoots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw recently that's because he had diarrhea that day and he didn't feel like doing the rest of the scene, so he just pulled the
That was
gun out.
it. Yeah, that was it. They were gonna have a
Yeah.
whole whip versus sword moment, and Harrison just said, "No, just let me shoot the guy. Let me
He's
go
like,
back to my
"Fuck it."
trailer." Which, in hindsight, it works.
Hello, Mid Ohio.
Oh,
Mid Ohio, what's up,
Hey.
Brian?
Hey, they missed the Jabba thing. Hey, don't tell them. Don't tell them.
We'll see.
Gouda!
They can just rewind and watch it.
Mr. Grudeman.
I can't do it.
All right, let me
Yeah,
throw
you're-
this.
Braid my hair. You're gonna have to go back when we play the Mary F. Kill game.
We'll leave it at that.
I'm gonna
Ah.
make that a topic on every stream I'm on now.
Oh
Man.
gosh.
Mary F. Kill Star Wars Edition.
How do you feel about Java?
I think you know my opinions.
What do I think?
Well, you roll how you roll. I mean, whatever. But
Don't judge me, man. Don't judge me.
Yep. All right, let me throw this out. I thought this would just be something to hash out. If you had to recast the original trilogy, or even any of the movies, let's throw it wide open to all 9.
All right.
If you want to recast any part, who would you have in what role?
Hmm.
I'm gonna make
Are
you
we
think
talking
about
about just recasting one individual or select individuals or like the whole cast?
Like, who do you think would have done it better?
it.
Time specific to the era or
No, just like say they redid well, God forbid. Let's say they redid the original trilogy and they had to recast Luke and Han and all of them. Who would you have?
Well, obviously, what's his name? The Winter Soldier.
Well, everyone says Sebastian Stan, but I mean,
Yeah.
is he like the only guy that could do it?
They probably say him because he probably looks the closest to Mark Hamill from that era, but
There might be.
Hmm.
I mean, the thing with Star Wars is that they don't use big names. Well, I mean, they kind of did in the prequels, but I don't know.
Can I
when you
just
look
have the entire Avengers cast take over?
Scarlett Johansson is Leia.
well, I will admit
Yeah.
I was thinking at one point Robert Downey Jr. might make a decent Han. You know, he's got that smart
Probably
ass.
no. He
Yeah.
definitely could.
He
Yeah,
probably pulled that off.
I buy that.
Well, okay. So, who would Chris Evans?
Yeah, so now we're not talking about who looks like the character.
Chris
Now we're
Evans
talking who
would be
would.
the new Obi-Wan, because we know that we can age him. Stop.
Well,
That's bad.
Mid Ohio's got a hot take.
Millie Bobby Brown would be a perfect Leia.
Yeah,
You're
I can see
absolutely
that.
right, Brian.
I have no idea who that is.
Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
She's the girl.
13.
Yeah.
13, I think his name was.
No, 11.
11. Yeah. There you go.
She's also in the new Godzilla movies too.
Godzilla,
Uh,
yeah. He's also been in like
I know if
good things.
I know if I had to recast Jedi Phoenix 1976, it would definitely be Gary Oldman. You guys look exactly the same. All laughs like I feel like you've heard that before.
no, I haven't actually.
I have, no, I just.
I'm
now
trying
that
to-
you
I'm
say
trying to
it,
picture
now
it.
that you say it, you know, you're not wrong. You do kind of look like Gary Oldman.
I'll take that compliment.
You totally do, dude. Like every time I see you, I'm like, oh, it's Gary Oldman. Not like from Dark Knight, but like from like RoboCop and Tinker Toy Soldier and what are the other movies that he's in? I forget. But yeah, no, you totally look like Gary Oldman. Anyway, I would never recast Obi-Wan because I love Ewan McGregor. Anakin, I think, was just too perfect.
John?
Yeah, no, that's not. But
Can you do me a favor? I want you to say the line. It's like how's the scene go? It's like get everyone. Well, who do you mean? Who do you mean? Everyone.
now that I've blown everybody's eardrum out.
Yeah, it didn't even like register on the mic. I just see you screaming like the other room over there.
It's probably registered on your mic before it did mine, but no. No, what was that line?
I'd buy that for $1.
That's RoboCop right there.
Yeah.
Actually, you're not wrong.
Andy Dufresne.
Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit. I can buy that.
I love that you say Andy Dufresne instead of Tim Robbins because Tim Robbins I probably would have got right away. Andy Dufresne I had to think about for a second, but then
Yeah. I don't know who they could have as Vader's voice though. If they were to recast that.
That's infused. Like you can't change it. Like
Well, no, I do know who, but he's not alive anymore. I don't know if you know who Brock Peters is. He was okay, no, he was Admiral Cartwright in a couple of the early Star Trek movies. He was also in To Kill a Mockingbird. He actually played Vader in the radio dramas that National Public Radio did. He's got a voice as deep as James Earl Jones. He does not need to modulate it or anything, and he nailed it. If you ever, you can actually find them on YouTube. But he nails it. The voice, the pitch, the timbre. It's his natural voice. But the problem is he died a few years ago too, so you know that might be a problem.
I think Sam
Imagine-
Jackson could do Vader.
Who?
Sam
I
Jackson.
think so, huh?
Oh yeah.
I love how we're all just laughing
I'm-
because we're thinking of what line to add motherfucker to.
Say no
That
again.
whole
I've
scene
had it
from
with
no
this
more
motherfucker.
again.
I hate motherfucking sand. It gets everywhere.
Join me, and together we can kill that motherfucker.
Hold on to your butts.
Yeah, right.
Jurassic Park. Oh man.
I'm trying to think.
Actually, I'm thinking of Josh Brolin, who was Thanos.
Oh.
He's
Ooh,
got.
good
ooh,
idea.
He
ooh.
might, because
Damn.
I saw a clip of him, and it's I guess they didn't have to modulate his voice at all to be Thanos.
Oh,
so
they had to have. Come on.
no, he I forget what movie it is, and Noah, you and I even went back and forth on that. They told his character smile, and he's like, I am Smiley, but it was Thanos' voice, same pitch and
Deadpool?
everything.
Deadpool? There's something
That's
else.
Deadpool 2, maybe.
That might have been it.
Maybe I don't know. But,
I don't know. I go back to
Dune,
Yeah,
Dune.
yeah. There you go.
because he's in Dune, and yeah, I forget the exact scene, but yeah, it's his natural voice, but he sounds like Thanos without any edits.
He did
So-
Thanos
He's a
from
heavy
Colbert.
smoker,
It's like him. You know?
So he probably could,
Hmm.
maybe.
But
It's fun to
What
think
was the
about.
Invisible Man movie that he was in? I forget the name of it. Hollow
Oh,
Man?
Hollow Man, yeah.
Yeah. Like he does not have a low voice in Hollow Man. Like not
Who does he
anywhere
play?
near.
Yeah, but how long ago was that movie, though?
I know. Yeah, it was like
Maybe-
at least
maybe-
15 years ago.
Yeah, maybe he's aged a little bit. Who knows?
back to the topic of Samuel L. Jackson as Darth Vader. I am tired of Boba Fett disintegrating targets. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a nice effort.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone has the snakes on a plane reference right away.
I didn't say motherfucker. That's
That's
probably
all
why I forgot to say it. Do you want me to redo it? I am tired of motherfucking Boba Fett disintegrating these motherfucking targets.
That works a little better.
Yeah.
I would pick Kevin Hart in the role of Lando.
I would hate that so much. Oh my god, I would hate that. I'm not a Kevin Hart fan, although the movie, I think it's a recent movie with Breaking Bad
Fatherhood?
dude.
Fatherhood?
No, it's it's Hulu or Prime. Who's the guy from Breaking Bad? What's his name?
I forgot his name.
Anyway, the Walter White character.
Yeah.
I forget his name,
Oh,
but
Bryan Cranston?
So it's Bryan Cranston, true story about a millionaire dude who is stuck to a wheelchair, and Kevin Hart becomes his caretaker. It's a great movie. It's the only Kevin Hart movie I like. But yeah, I'm not a Kevin Hart fan. He's just a little too, I don't know, bouncy and annoying to me. I don't know.
I'm just trying to think of people that are like the least obvious for the parts. Like The Rock as Chewbacca.
He would do it.
Actually, The Rock would make a good body double for Vader in the suit. I will say that.
That's a good
No.
point. He honestly would. That's a
I mean,
body double.
yeah. I mean, think about it. David Prowse was a bodybuilder, you know? So. But I don't know if he'd want if The Rock would want his face covered up. You know, gotta pay the bills. Who played Lando in oh wait a minute. Oh, Tom Hardy.
Mm.
Hmm.
Dude, how psyched would you be if we got a Keanu Reeves Revan movie? Oh my god.
What?
If we got a Keanu Reeves Revan movie, I would be so freaking psyched.
I've heard
about
that. There are people floating that around as a casting thing.
Thing is,
Yeah.
I would want that to be a Keanu
a
Reeves,
trilogy.
John Wick, Revan thing.
Murdered by it. I didn't see the light until I was a young man, and by that time it was blinding.
I can't understand a word you're saying, dude.
You can.
Yeah.
I was born in the dark. Murdered by it. I can't do it.
No.
My something. I am a distinguished gentleman.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Who is oh well, Donald Glover's already played Lando once. Maybe if they gray his hair a little, he would could play Lando again, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
Yeah, I thought he did all right.
Yeah,
But,
he was flamboyant enough to do it.
Yeah, he could do it. I mean, people would buy it, you know.
When I talked about
Oh.
his wardrobe, his closet full of capes or whatever, I laughed. I thought that was cute.
Brian, I think Noah took different meds.
yeah, no, it was on the death sticks.
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I want to buy you death sticks.
You want to go
I
home?
want to
and
sell you
rethink
death
your
sticks.
life?
I already did that I already did that today. Okay, I already did that. I'm gonna do it again. What are we doing here? What's the meaning of life?
Oh man, you are high.
You're gonna get existential on me now, kid.
Whoa! Whoa!
Did anybody see that first episode of What If?
I haven't yet.
Not yet, no.
I think another
Well,
part
then
was
we won't talk
Captain
about it.
Carter.
I am so behind on Marvels. I've seen WandaVision, and I have not gotten into Falcon Winter yet or Loki. So I'm way behind.
I haven't finished WandaVision yet. I need to. I'm way behind.
I haven't watched Suicide Squad yet either, and that's like a big deal for the company I work for.
Suicide Squad was a lot of fun. It was just dumb, goofy fun. Very well made for what it is.
I heard a lot of Idris Elba stealing the show or something. Like he was really good.
he was really awesome, and there's like obviously some really good scenes with Harley Quinn. But the thing is like all these obscure characters, they actually kind of like they really did a good job with them. And for me, just seeing Peter Capaldi as the Thinker was worth the price of admission because I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. So
Yeah.
And Peter Capaldi just basically hammed it up. He played the Doctor as a sociopathic,
Yeah.
DC supervillain, and the movie was just made for one purpose and one purpose alone: fun. And it was fun, and it delivered it, and it was gory AF. It was really, really good.
I heard that what's her name, Harley Quinn, when she was being interviewed around Suicide Squad, that she didn't know that Zack Snyder killed her off until like in that interview when they mentioned it. They're like, he did what? I'm like, yeah, didn't you watch the Snyder cut of Justice League? You're dead. I'm dead? Like,
Did you guys see the Snyder Cut?
oh, I loved it. Yeah, it was great.
That
I
was
watched
a lot
it.
of fun. That was really
Yeah.
good.
Is
Yeah.
it?
I watched it in a
Yeah.
single sitting. It was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is it took a. How do you take a turd movie and like just kind of like go, okay, we made this turd movie, and we don't want it to be a turd movie anymore. Can you do something with it? He's just like, yeah, I got this, and he totally turned it into just kind of like
Well,
it was a lot of fun.
you know that he started it, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, he had to walk away from the
You
project.
put another captain in there, and
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm
no,
a
the
Buffy fan.
Snyder cut's so much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, it's good. That's kind of like a miracle what that guy did. Oh, Zach, what's up, man? How can you say that?
Compared to Marvel, it sure is,
What do you
dude.
say?
I mean,
Yeah.
Come on, Zach.
Now they're gonna put this Snyder cut on DVD or Blu-ray or one of them. I thought I heard that.
It's still on HBO or HBO Max, whatever.
I might have to watch it in more than one sitting. I don't know if I can do 4 hours, but
No, yeah.
I
it-
want to see it. Trust me.
I've watched the John Wick trilogy multiple times in one day.
Yes, but you have more free time than I do.
That is a fair point.
Okay.
That is a fair point.
See, you're on
He's
your
like,
summer.
and you put how many hours in at work, Noah?
Yeah.
120,000. What about you, bud?
There you go.
Shots.
No, somewhere along the way I'll get to it.
Yeah.
So
It's worth it.
Anybody
It's,
looking
I mean, it's
forward
what, 4.5
to,
hours, but yeah, it's good.
yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
Anybody looking forward to Dune?
I
Yeah.
am. I watched the trailer for that. That looks good.
That's one really good looking movie.
Yeah, this does. It looks very ambitious.
I have no idea.
Actually, the new
what-
Ghostbusters looks amazing too.
Yeah.
Which
I-
one?
But it has for like the last 4 years.
Oh,
They just
Ghostbusters.
finally-
Yeah,
Finally released the goddamn thing.
that one and the new James Bond. If they ever get to that.
Well, that's James
Who is
Bond.
playing the new James Bond?
Well, they haven't cast him yet. I mean, it's still Daniel Craig.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Daniel Craig, but there is a chance they're setting up a new female black character to take over as James Bond. So that'll be interesting if that's the
I
route
don't know
they're
how they're
going.
gonna do that. I mean, like,
No, I
I
think
think-
it's from what I understand of the story is continuing off of Spectre.
oh,
Bond walks away, I guess, and there's a new, like it's a total different character, but her designation is 007. She's not the new James Bond. She's the new 007. There's a difference.
oh, okay. I thought they were like
So
it was gonna be James Bond, but now she's a she, and I was like,
no, it's a new
I've got nothing to
007.
say.
There's
Okay,
a
I got
distinction.
you. I got you.
There's
I
a certain
was-
logic
Yeah.
to that, you know.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
like, not. Yeah,
I'm not dead set against it or anything. I just think it'll be interesting. I mean, we've gotten the new Bond, the relaunch or the you know the. I mean, they're not sequels. It's like everything's a reboot of Bond.
Yeah.
And with Daniel Craig, they kind of pulled back to the originals where they, had the old 62 Aston Martin or whatever it is, and the red button and the little odd job jokes and things like that. So
Yeah.
maybe they are for sure changing the 007 character to someone new to take over the reins. I don't know.
If they do it right, it won't be. The thing is like people are going to get triggered no matter what. As a Doctor Who fan,
Yeah.
living through the whole Jodie Whittaker period, where just people, couldn't accept the fact that the character is an alien, and that it's a science fiction show, and that anything's possible. And I never really got the feeling like they played it up as a feminine issue. They were just kind of trying something different, but then things kind of just like manifest into issues that everything becomes socio-political, and people just like to be angry. They can't just enjoy shit. If something's made badly, like The Last Jedi, you can acknowledge it. But if you're upset about it just because this character's female, this character's male, this character's Asian, this character's whatever, that's a different level.
I mean, with the Doctor Who thing, I literally don't care who they get to play it, as long as they're good. Because with the way that the Time Lords work, they can look like anything. So
Anything.
it's literally just a roll of the dice on what they look like. So
Yeah.
I don't care what the person they get looks like, as long as they play it right.
I personally kind of the thing is, it's like it's a writing issue. I just never felt like Jodie Whittaker really got the writing quality, and I think it was really hard for her to really make that role hers. you know,
I mean,
and
I've seen a few scenes with her like first episode. She doesn't look like she's that bad. She might be like worse in the other episodes, but in the first one, like the little scenes I saw, she's got like the witness down. Like the it's like I forgot the exact word. It's like, you needed to catch me in 20 seconds. Never mind. Gosh, this new Lowe's is so reliable. She just passes out. Like I like that scene. That was funny. It sounded like something the doctor would say, but like, you know, yeah.
listen, I'm not. I mean, I've been a Doctor Who fan my entire life, but I'm not so much of a sociopath that I have to have a character be specifically this or that, and I'm willing to accept things as long as they put the effort in, and you know, and there's I she as far as I'm concerned, she's canon. Hasn't been my favorite run. I mean, and I felt the same way about Capaldi, but then like Capaldi in the later years of his run as the Doctor, I fell in love with him hard. He just, I mean, that he had some just amazing writing to fall back on, and of course, Matt Smith is just phenomenal. David Tennant's always going to be like God tier as far as I'm concerned.
David Tennant's my favorite Doctor.
David Tennant is I mean, like, you know, Christopher Eccleston kind of ushered it in, and David Tennant just went boom, here you go. This is the Doctor. This is what you want. And he encapsulated all of the previous Doctors. He hit upon all the elements of Tom Baker that everyone in this country loved when Doctor Who was first introduced to America. And
yeah, that's when I first saw Tom Baker.
And
It was
Tom
the fourth
Baker's
Doctor, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, he was the fourth Doctor, right?
Yep.
He was the fourth Doctor, yes. And I live every day like worried for his health because like I don't think I could handle it from a purely psychological standpoint the day when he passes away, because that man just, you know, meant so much to me, you know. Anyway.
He actually, the Big Finish radio dramas, both Tom Baker and Eccleston have gone back to play their doctors for those additional storylines, and I guess they're a big hit. I haven't heard any of it, but
nor have I.
Yeah.
But they like for a while, Tom Baker had it with a part, and Eccleston did, but they're enjoying it again, from what I hear, as they're doing those radio dramas. And actually, the Eighth Doctor had his entire run from Big Finish, the radio dramas, and then the build up to the War Doctor, they actually had that one shot where the Eighth Doctor transforms into War Doctor, and he had a line where he mentioned all the characters that were with him on the radio dramas during his run, and just like that, the Big Finish became canon, and fans were going crazy. So, you know, it's out there if anybody's into it. So,
but I think
some good stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, Tennant's my favorite Doctor in like general, but I think Matt Smith, even though I think he's the youngest person to play it, he nails how old the Doctor is. I don't know how he does it, but
it's a very nuanced performance.
Yeah, but the Rings of, it begins with an A. The Rings of something.
Akaten.
Yeah, that
scene, that speech is.
Oh, and the song backing it, the long song. Holy pardon my French. Holy shit! Like I don't.
When he's like talking to this planet that fancies itself some kind of god that's been tormenting these people for thousands of years, and he's just like, okay, I've lived this long. I've seen this. I've seen this. I've seen this. If you think you can handle it, have at it, Haas. And that
So
creature just
come
was like-
on, Dad.
that creature did not do well.
No, he didn't. The planet blew
Here's
up.
the
Oh,
other
my
thing.
God.
Capaldi's speech. Capaldi's speech when it was the whole thing with the Zygons
Hmm.
and the humans were about to go to war. They were down into this little room, and there was like these boxes or with like buttons. And the doctor delivers this. The Capaldi doctor delivers this speech about war,
Hmm.
and it's a soliloquy for the ages. I mean, it's just like he's just. I don't know. It's just kind of a tour de force of everything that Doctors is, what he went through in the Great War,
Hmm.
and and the humans and the Zygons. This cute little thing that they had going on, and like you're fighting over like opinions. It's just like, and then the Doctor came in with like the truth bombs and just delivered the speech. That as far as I'm concerned, that's when Capaldi became like he became legit as one of the all-time. It's kind of like the Tom Baker with the Daleks when he had the wires and he had the fate of the Daleks in his hand.
Oh yeah. Should I or shouldn't I? Yeah.
Should I or shouldn't I? It's like I have the power to do this thing, but like, do I have the right to do this thing? Because I mean, just think about all the good that came from people fighting together against the Daleks and all the alliances. And like, yeah, I could save all these lives, but like, that's what life is about. It's about decisions. That's,
That kind
Anyway.
of echoes back to that one of the David Tennant stories. I think it has to do with these astronauts who were on Mars who were supposed to die, and 10 ends up saving them, even though he shouldn't have. And the lead astronaut ends up killing herself
she
because
like
she knows.
kills herself or something.
Yeah, and then that's when 10 realizes I've gone over, and
That was
he-
deep.
yeah, that was very deep. And one of my favorite moments for 12, Capaldi, is he's looking at his face in reflection, and all of a sudden he realizes Fires of Pompeii when he's in that episode with 10.
Hmm.
And they actually show the flashback, and that's when he realizes where that face came from.
He's reminding himself.
Yeah, little moments like that, I always go for.
See, a lot of people they don't understand that show. They for its nuance, but I mean, I would like to think that like of all of the science fiction that I've absorbed my entire life, Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, Babylon 5, Space 1999, all this stuff. The one show that's always kind of resonated with me and made me a better person is Doctor Who, because of the Doctor and his basic approach to everything is as a problem solver, someone that helps people. He never acts cruel. There's no room for hate. Love is the most important thing. Everything that character stands for is, I think, he's the ultimate hero in all of science fiction, as far as I'm concerned.
And the beauty of it is having multiple actors play the character, the way they justify it, the regeneration thing. From a storytelling point of view, that's genius. They I think they had to do it originally because the original actor, William Hartnell, I think is his name,
Yeah.
was too frail to play the part. So they came up with a regeneration idea, and it just went from there. And it's just a genius move from both a casting and storytelling. It just saved the whole franchise. It wasn't even a
Shirley
franchise,
Lambert, she came up with that.
but it was perfect.
No, Galaxy Quest is an awesome movie, Zach. I love that movie.
There are people from Star Trek who, I think it was George Takei who plays Sulu. He saw Galaxy Quest and thought it was a documentary about the show. You know, jokingly, but I mean, they you know, they saw it as like a gentle parody / homage of Star Trek, and I've only seen bits and pieces of it. But
Galaxy Quest is a great movie. I
Zach
really
doesn't
enjoy
like
Galaxy
Star
Quest.
Trek.
I watch it like once a year.
it brings up another.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I can't argue that. I'm not going to argue that point.
There's
Although,
this great
Zach-
scene.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's this great scene when her and Tim Allen have to go through this hallway with they call it the chompers, and it's like stuff going on in this hallway, and they're like, why is this here? Why would this ever be on the show? Why would we have to walk through something like this? And Sigourney Weaver is dubbed over, but if you look, she very clearly says, fuck that.
Yeah, I know.
And I think she's dubbed over saying "screw that" or something like that. But if you look at it, you're like, "Oh yeah, she definitely didn't say that."
No, they had they wanted to keep it clean. But no, there are a lot of people who consider Galaxy Quest like a spiritual Trek episode, which I guess on some level it is.
If you Google best Star Trek movies, Galaxy Quest comes in at like number 6 or something like that.
All right, just to piss Zach off, what's everyone's favorite Star Trek movie?
I can't answer that. I don't really watch Star Trek, so
Make up something. Do a number.
16.
All right.
At this point, there are 16.
There are.
No, but well, close. I don't know. It depends if you count the
There was
the J.J.
one I was
Abrams movies.
there was one I was watching with you and my older brother. It was like they went back to like the time like when it was fucking like Cold War, I think.
Oh, Voyage Home. Oh, Star Trek Voyage Home.
Yeah, one of the guys has a Russian accent, and he's like, "Where do you keep your nuclear bombs in Cold War, America?"
Yeah,
With a Russian accent.
yeah, that was
asking
Chekhov
where the
doing that.
Nukes are. Yeah, that was
Star
funny.
Trek 4,
Let's check off.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The-
that
the-
was a
the-
good one.
We
The
need
best
to
part-
find
the best part is-
nuclear vessels and Alameda.
the cop wasn't even an actor; it was an actual traffic
It was
cop.
an actual fucking cop.
Yes,
You're
I mean,
just
he-
like,
he-
you're like, what the hell's going on? This
I mean,
sucks.
he was in on it, but he wasn't an actor. He's just looking at Chekhov. And then that one lady. Oh yeah, no, I think there was a naval base in Alameda. You know,
That's what I said. I said it's naval
Yeah.
Alameda. She just repeated what I said.
that
That's no
one.
different than now.
That one, Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan, I think has got to be like.
Well, that's
Well,
classic. I mean,
Yeah.
Spock dies. You know, one of the best executed scenes in all of science
Spoilers,
fiction.
by the way, guys.
Yeah, spoilers.
In case
Yeah.
you haven't seen
I
this
know.
movie from the what
If
70s.
you haven't seen it in the last 30 or 40 years, I like Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. There was a
Yeah,
lot to that really, something about that movie just resonates with me. I mean, Christopher Plummer was awesome in it, and
yeah.
it was the last official, original cast, movie. So
I see Shannon's here. Shannon's a Star Trek fan.
The sales pitch for
yes,
Star
Shannon
Trek
is.
The sales pitch
Oh,
was
wait,
basically
okay.
the Berlin Wall coming down. That was how they pitched it.
This is gonna be loud. Just a God, God, God,
Be. Oh, not to be. That's
Duck Buck, Duck Bitch.
huh?
No, that-
Sorry,
yeah, but
No,
you-
habla español.
No, you haven't watched part 6 yet. That's why you don't get it.
No, I haven't.
That was a good movie, though.
I was only a fan of the next gen stuff, so yeah. I mean, I've watched all the movies.
There was
but, yeah.
4 lights. Did you get that one?
4 lights. Yeah,
Four
yeah. Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
There are 4 lights. Yeah. Yeah. When he's being tortured and all he has to say is that there's 5.
Yeah.
And there's
Next
only
Gen has
4.
some good
Yeah.
episodes.
My favorite episode, I mean not movie, but my favorite episode would be when the probe makes him live an entire lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's when he learns to play the flute and all that.
Oh, I can't think of the name of the episode. Inner Light, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My other favorite episode is the Darmok. I forget the name of the episode.
Oh yeah,
but
Darmok. Yeah.
Darmok. Yeah, when he has to kill a bad guy with another alien race and there's no way to translate what they're saying. I was like, this is what it must have been like for
that episode
in Star Wars, even at some point.
Amazing.
Yep.
Right.
I
Yeah.
beg your pardon.
Earth Hitler, 1938.
Subtle. But
I love that. I love that part.
first
But to
Contact
answer your
is a-
question, though, Scott, my favorite movie would be not Generations. The next one. The
First
one
Contact?
when First Contact. Yeah. So when
The
they go
Borg.
back in the
That's
Borg,
a
yeah.
good one. Yeah.
Just because I love
Yeah.
Data. I love Data so much. He's my
On
favorite character
Borg.
in Star Trek.
Resistance.
Who was the one that played Zephram Cochrane? I can't remember.
James Cromwell.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. My favorite line in that movie was when Picard has this little meltdown in his ready room. And he smashes his models, and I can't remember the name of the actress.
You
She's
broke your
famous.
ships.
Huh?
Yeah.
You broke your ships.
You broke your little
Moby
ship.
Dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. That was a really good movie. Anything. My favorite line is probably when Worf is like, and I don't think it was that movie. I think it was maybe one of the other ones where he goes, it's like, Picard calls him a coward, and Worf was like,
Worf.
if you were any other man, I would kill you where you stand. Fucking Worf.
All right, gentlemen, our foursome is about to become a fivesome.
There's Mamba. We've had a lot of meme moments. We've been missing you.
Dang,
Oh.
missed out.
It was at this
How's
moment.
it going, man?
Going good. How's everyone doing?
We're
Going
Pretty
good.
good.
But
Well, I said there might be an unexpected guest or two. So
all right. First, I'm going to ask you to run that shirt.
What?
I'm going to ask you to run that shirt.
show the shirt off.
Not sure.
Give me the shirt.
So, Carter,
Yes.
eventually you're not going to be the only one with a really bougie Vader.
Oh shoot. Are you getting one?
Yeah, I'm going to Babu Sabers.
Oh,
I'm gonna
nice.
gonna get my Vader all tuned up. Yeah,
Nice.
some Steinberg, get some shit thrown in there. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, everyone's got to have one. Who doesn't? Who doesn't have one? Which one of you guys doesn't have one?
Well, I've got one with a nameplate.
It says Darth Vader on it. So you know who it's legit.
Noah brought up a good point. I should just take that thing off. I don't know.
No, leave it. It's okay,
Leave it, yeah.
dude. It's fine. That's a perfectly good statement.
Wait, Carter has a Vader?
Not with
I was
me.
just about
I know. What's up?
It's
Now
not.
he's
with
got a
me.
Star Killer.
I
Y'all
do
see
have
my Star Killer?
I got Starkiller with me.
Oh, wait. Let me.
You know
Hold
who has
off,
a Star
hold
Killer?
off.
Zach has a Star Killer too. That's
Wait,
really
Zach-
nice.
Wait, Zach is a Star Killer?
Yeah,
He has
dude,
the
Zach
Star
is the
Killer.
Star Killer. I love Zach Starkiller.
he's-
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Very-
That's That was.
He
primo.
cried when Jeremy showed it to him, and I would have too, dude.
Did he cry so much that a producer from Disney like called him out on it?
Oh.
I'd be scared to death to duel with that thing, though. I'll tell you. I would.
Yeah, no, that's like a shelf piece. That's not it.
Yeah.
Deal with that.
Well, I don't know about a shell piece. I'd be swinging it, but I wouldn't want.
Yeah.
I'd be scared to death to.
No, that's no contact. That thing's so expensive.
Yeah. That's definitely you need gloves for that one, though.
I can sense how powerful you are.
All right, so Cara, do you get your Star Killer? What else you got going on? Anything Sabres related?
I got a video coming out tomorrow
Oh.
going over this hilt. One replica's Obi.
Zoom in.
I was going to ask you about that. So I know Cole sent it. What was the deal with that? You just wanted a saber to play with and review, or what?
I wanted to test this hilt out before I make a purchase on it.
Okay.
But honestly, I'm going to try to convince Cole to buy it off him. So probably won't happen, but
I don't know. I saw him Instagram chatting or whatever. It sounded like he might be willing to sell it.
maybe.
But he's also kind of the saber hoarder.
He is. He has a whole wall of sabers.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I got entire shelves full of them. I mean,
The only thing wrong with that is when someone wants to buy one of them and you know they'll never sell it.
Yeah.
yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know if I'd ever sell any of mine. I don't know.
It's hard. I mean, every one of them is kind of like an acquisition, and it wasn't easy, you know?
Yeah. The only one that
Mine was, but it's nothing special. I drove to a store and got mine.
Whoa.
yeah.
Shannon, quiet. You're not supposed to talk about that.
The only one that saber of mine that might be on the low end as far as favorite would be the Venator, I think is the name, the one that I have. It was from Crimson Dawn. And it's not even the hilt that I have a problem with, it's just the sound core that's in it. It's not smooth swing. I don't know what the deal with it is.
They had some V4 cores for a while, I remember.
Yeah, it might have been a V4 because it doesn't, like, you swing it and then you pause and then it still sounds like it's being swung. And I tried to swap the core out, but the one that I bought that's in my my Starfighter now, it wouldn't fit. So it wouldn't fit in that one. So I don't know what I'm gonna. But it is a nice hilt. Don't get me wrong. Maybe I'll try again sometime, swapping the core out. Who knows? Or maybe I'll do an install on it. You know, that's something to shoot for.
Well, that is the thing you said you were going to be trying to do. So that seems like it'd be
Yeah.
today.
Working
I don't
my way up
remember
there.
what hill you're talking about though. Who produced it? The Venator?
Yeah, it's You know what? Hang on. Let me go
I
get
like
it.
to see it. Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'll be back in a minute. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hey, what's up? How's it going, guys?
I was like, I
Oh,
can't
hi-
talk amongst ourselves. My wife just brought me a snack. That's so
Oh,
nice.
Hey,
What is that?
I got cheese curds and looks like some type of jalapeno cheese thing. I don't know.
That's
No,
nice.
Jalapeno popper.
Y'all probably already talked about it, but like, how's the 3D printing going?
I had,
Oh,
I
yeah,
had
you've got
a
a
meltdown right before the
Look at that.
stream started.
Tragedy. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
So
You ever heard the tragedy of Elvis's Revan mask?
this is my Revan mask. you can see where it failed. So then So I got the caliper out and I measured it. It was 55 millimeters. So I reprinted the mask minus 55 millimeters. And I'm like, I'm so smart. This is going to work out great. And then it came out, just finished like 5 minutes before the stream started. And I forgot that I had printed this at 110% size to fit my fat head. And I reprinted it at 100% size. So it's too small. So I am reprinting it again. I'm only wasted about 12 hours so far, but yeah, it's printing behind
Gonna
me.
be worth it in the end.
I hope so.
All right, let me. Sorry, it's this one. I don't even know if
Oh,
the
okay,
region.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it is. It's a very cool hilt.
Chassis
But-
didn't fit in that?
No. I tried to take the chassis out of this one and put it in the Starfighter. Well, no. Actually, yeah, the chassis that I bought from Dark Wolf, it wouldn't fit in here well without being forced in,
Okay.
and I didn't want to do that. I don't know why that happened, but I didn't want to risk damaging anything.
Yeah.
So. But who knows? Of course, now it doesn't have enough battery juice. Otherwise, I'd turn it on and show you. But yeah, but no, you swing it and then you pause, and it still sounds like it's being swung. Something just sounds off.
It's a not a smooth swing variety.
No,
or-
definitely not smooth swing.
You know, the thing is with those LGT cores, at one point, with the 9 sound font smooth swing eco core, and Gray Paladin, he actually had a video that demonstrated it with certain swings. It would kind of like interrupt the smooth swing sound, and it would do a clash, and it was just something that happened when you spin it a certain way, and it was sort of endemic. And I feel like LGT is sort of like dealing with the algorithm and kind of correcting, because I definitely have the same core, but it's definitely improved in that regard. Like some of the problems that previous cores had, they tend to kind of, it's like an ongoing production line adjustment that they make to these things, and sometimes things like what you're talking about just go away or improve,
Yeah.
and sometimes there's newer problems. But you know, I think if anything, I like the evolution of that company as like an ongoing process, and they tend to I mean, they're sort of ubiquitous, and they're a little bit too much. There's too many distributors for that company, and you know, if you can focus on just the 4 or 5 solid ones that produce exclusives and some, you know, I think you're onto something. But it's a very organic company, and they're constantly at least trying to improve their products, unlike some companies, which just simply that's not at all part of their marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not naming any names. But
Culture Sabers.
who? Oh yeah,
Did I say that?
yeah, possibly those guys.
That other Texas
The
company.
one Saber company in the entire community that will probably never offer smooth swing. But
They should though. They should, but will they? Who knows?
well, I don't know. They're just a bunch of mental cases. But what are you gonna do?
If they did offer a smooth swing, they'd be like one of the better companies out there. Not gonna lie.
Smooth
Because,
swing
like-
in those hilts, you know.
Yeah. Because the hilts are
If it
absolutely,
worked, but that's the thing. It's like there are latecomers in the market, and you know,
yeah.
who's to say that even like with whatever they come up with, if they're completely new at it, are they going to be able to compete with even like LGT or Saberforge or
Yeah, right.
you know the patch store, the Flight? I mean, the Flight alone is, you know, kind of a economic, from a purely economic standpoint, it's a it's a game changer, and it's just like, and then you start getting into the Golden Harvest Trophy CFX territory. I just can't imagine that anything Ultra Sabers at this point in the game would be able to come up with. I mean, even freaking Kyber Light has like smooth swing now. Yes, I don't know. Whatever. Who cares, right?
Yeah, you never know. But no, I think you're right. I think they're just gonna. They have their model that works for them. They're gonna stick with it, and
Till the end.
yeah. But all right, so Carter, we were talking about Bad Batch, and I don't know if you caught any of it. What did you think of the last episode of the season? If you've watching,
Kind of disappointed of the last episode. Just a little. I felt a little let down. I think the episode before that should have been the finale, where it's just left off of a cliffhanger, and then we have to wait to see what happens next. But I don't know. I was kind of like underwhelmed with this finale.
I'd agree. I think if they had done the season finale at episode 15 and then came back with that, I think people would be even more disappointed, though.
Yeah, but
It wasn't-
disappointed either way.
It wasn't horrendous. It just kind of had, other than the, John's going to mention.
they
Was it you that? No, it was Tim that kept bringing up the correlation between like the scientist and the cloner
Yeah.
badge or
yeah.
Yeah.
angle, and but I mean that's the one that's the one Easter egg that we had in that, other than the fact that we gotta get out of here,
Yeah.
It's a pretty simplistic episode.
It lays, it lays a little
Like
ground.
finale. The episode before felt like a finale. This one didn't really feel like a finale. It definitely
But-
tied the season up, but it just, I don't know.
Cliffhanger might have been good, but
Yeah.
again, there was like. That's why I said, they probably should have had the robot just sacrifice himself to save Omega, and that might have given the episode a little bit of bite to it.
Little gravitas, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. It's like they went the safe route. Everyone has to make it out. No sacrifices. Yeah.
Yeah, sacrifice in Star Wars is nothing new either. So.
And then
Zack Snyder.
Omega would have had to deal
Must
with
know where he
the
stopped talking about Star
emotional-
Trek. He came back.
Yeah.
It's like, finally.
Omega would have to deal with the emotional, the emotional tragedy. Would have been interesting to see her actually deal with some real, like, emotional tragedy. Everything that we have up to this point is sort of speculative. She hasn't suffered any loss, really, other than the Kaminoans.
Yeah, seeing
I mean, they raised her. That was her parents.
yeah, I can't even think. The one that I don't even know if Cad Bane killed her or if Fennec killed her, but that one episode where the Kaminoan died, that was like her only loss. But other than that, she might have been closer to the robot than that particular Kaminoan. So a little bit of character development might have been all right. She's just a kid.
She's
Come on,
just a
guys.
kid.
She needs to suffer. God damn it, Ike. We need to see her suffer something.
She needs to learn some shit, man.
Life is not all sunshine and rainbows, damn it. No.
What the hell with her?
So what are the theories? I haven't been paying attention. What's Omega gonna be? What's the thing here?
Well, she is older than Bad Batch, and she doesn't have accelerated growth.
Right.
So that was a theory that did come correct. Force sensitive, I still don't believe it. I just don't see it. After
Yeah,
all of what's happened, I don't see it being a possibility anymore. maybe
Well,
at
there's
the
plenty of
early
times
stage,
that she reads the situation better than the rest of the group. So
that's
I mean,
probably like a mutation thing as well.
you know,
Between twins.
Oh, maybe.
Hold on. Hold on.
I didn't know you had a void, Noah.
if she is the female Boba, literally, she's the only other unaltered clone, just like Bulba. Slightly different raising.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder if we'll see Boba in this show.
We might. You never know.
I don't know.
Possible.
That'd be a little weird. What up, sis? I don't know.
Yeah. That would be if Ryan Johnson was writing the dialogue.
I mean,
Yeah.
they both grew up at the same time on the same, city,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
She's
Master of strategy. Okay,
either
yeah,
strategy or mimic.
Bread, huh? Who's doing the breeding?
Mm.
Could be, you know,
Wow, wow, wow.
it's hard to say. I still say I want to see a glimpse of Vader because,
Oh
you know,
man.
I
Don't we
mentioned.
all?
Well, not only that, but I mean, I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. Like with Rebels, we've got, Vader, used to being Vader.
Yeah.
Whereas, Bad Batch, it starts before before Revenge of the
Order
Sith even
66,
ends.
yeah.
It's
So
even
it-
before Rogue One. So
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. It's
what is
it-
Vader like before that?
So it's still Anakin new to the suit. Let's give us a glimpse of that.
So-
Although Kenobi might do that. Who knows?
hold on. Now,
That's a
with,
good.
like,
That's a
all the-
good thought, though.
now I'm going to bring up some comics real quick. So,
Hang on, let me zoom in.
okay,
There
so
we go.
this comic is basically like straight after Revenge of the Sith. So this is Vader like year one. So this takes place around the Bad Batch. Now, with all the
Wait, so he
decanonized
wasn't like
comics-
whining for a couple years, like, "Oh my God, Padme, I want to
That-
go to
that's-
my room." Like,
That's I believe in the newer series where he finds out more about Padme's death. This is
Okay.
like him getting used to being Vader. And it kind of like time jumps just a bit, like a few months into it, and then I think in the last 5 issues it will go to like more of a year later on. But this is like the first half of the run, so this will take place around the Bad Batch. With all the decanonizing of comics going on, I would not mind them taking stuff out of this and throwing it into season 2 for Vader, if we ever see Vader,
Yeah.
which I don't even know. I doubt it personally. Let's see Maul.
see, I'm at a disadvantage because I don't know how Maul gets brought up in Rebels, but I mean, could Maul have a story between the two?
He could.
You could.
And because in Solo, he was running the Crimson Dawn gang. So I don't want to see him in Bad Batch. I want like his own like animated show where he's setting all that up of Crimson Dawn. I think that would be better instead of him being thrown in the
That
Bad
would be
Batch.
cool.
Yeah.
A mall show, yeah.
See, when he took over Mandalore, and we got what's his name, Gar Saxon, with the Mandalorian helmet with the Darth Maul horns on it,
Yeah.
which it's definitely a helmet I plan to print because it looks so freaking cool. But like I thought that was Crimson Dawn when we saw the Mandalorians in the red armor. I was like, oh, this is the beginning of Crimson Dawn, and then it fell, in season 7 like that, and I'm like, all right, what's Crimson Dawn then? So like, I was like confused. Like, how does Crimson Dawn happen? So I see the Pikes, I see the Hutts. What's Crimson Dawn? I'm so confused.
We see Crimson Dawn in Solo, but that's like really the only time we see them. So I think a whole show surrounding that gang and the build up with that would just be better.
Yeah, how he infiltrated, how he took it over. Yeah,
Right.
there's a lot of ways they can go too. That's probably the beauty of this whole, Clone Wars to Rebels, and then they show everything in between. There's different ways that they can do it.
Hmm.
So,
I would think Filoni would be afraid of bringing up Maul again because he was so scared to do Maul to begin with, and now that people loved it, I think he'll be scared
to mess it up.
to tarnish it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he would wait a few years before he does it again, just to like let everything settle, so we don't see Maul for a while, and he brings him back up. Because I think if he did it like in maybe like 3 years, I think that's still a little bit too early. I think he's got to wait a little bit longer.
He might be focused, Filoni might just be focusing on Bad Batch for now.
Yeah. And the whole like Filoni verse was like the Ahsoka show and Mando season 3, Book of Boba. He's probably more focused on that right now than anything else.
Doesn't want to string himself out too.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Filoni going into the writers' room of all these different shows and being like, "No, of course not. Don't you know that blah 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 happened in this episode of this series and this season?" And I mean, he must be doing that like every day.
Yeah.
Because you have how many different writers on how many different shows, and Filoni knows what's right.
Well, I picture him as, I don't know if you've seen that meme where, someone asked me to explain Star Wars, and it's that one guy with like all the different charts behind him of like, episode 1 through 9, and then Bad Batch and Clone Wars and all. That's probably Filoni. Okay, first we got this and we got all that out, and probably drives himself nuts. But
I imagine that scene more like Beautiful Mind, when he's got all like the newspapers and the lines and the thread going to all the different and stuff like that. So all right, so this goes into this and this goes into this, and here we go. Now I have why the reason choppers and rebels and like connecting it all together.
Filoni is like the Quentin Tarantino of Star Wars,
That's true. I never
like
thought about it like that. That is very true.
Like there's an encyclopedic knowledge, and a concern for the material that goes beyond what most producers or just the average, even like J.J. Abrams will come in with. It shows his concern for the material.
I really love Quentin Tarantino, but he seems to be lacking a plan in the connection of his movies, because apparently, they're all in some type of connected universe where Hitler never came to power, and this is that universe that was created. So like the oh shit, I can't. What's John Travolta's name in Pulp Fiction? What's his last name?
Vega, something like that.
Vega. So Vega's brother, older brother, is the guy from Reservoir Dogs.
Oh right, I did hear that.
So like it's all connected somehow, all the way back to Inglourious Basterds. So, but I don't know. It seems like there's a story there, but an unplanned story that is just saying, "Yep, it's connected." Like I don't know. I feel like there could be more there.
And then you have Michael Madsen in Kill Bill playing a different character, and you don't know how that connects. And
you got Samuel L. Jackson in all of them.
True.
I mean, if you could make movies, wouldn't you have Sam Jackson in each and every one of them?
I know, right?
That's a fair point.
I mean, it's like the whole Michael Caine thing. I mean, he's been in every movie, even if he isn't actually there.
We got Ninja Jedi Order in here. What's going on?
Oh,
I totally would. I think Django Unchained is my all-time favorite, though.
That movie is tight.
Oh, dude.
I love that movie.
The Django.
DiCaprio
Hillbilly.
breaks
I
the
mean-
glass and his hand is
Yeah.
just bleeding. Dude,
Yeah.
that scene is just
So good.
That wasn't even planned. That wasn't
No,
even
it wasn't
script.
planned. He just kept going.
I need
He
to
just
watch
kept
that.
acting, and Quentin thought it was too cool to not put in the movie, so it's in the final cut.
Was it they
I mean,
call it happy
yeah, like,
accidents, I guess?
somebody- DiCaprio's willing to, like, just fucking do that. It doesn't matter what he produces. That's going in.
Oh.
Well, not only
I-
that, I mean, I think at that point, DiCaprio has been more of a seasoned actor than like this
Exactly.
was like Titanic. I think back then he was just starting out, and then because I remember after Titanic, they came out with Man in the Iron Mask, and he plays the twins, and he's believable as the guy in the mask, but as the evil king, I don't quite see it. But if he were to play that part now, I would be able to buy it because now he's more of a seasoned actor, if that makes any sense.
Well, how many Scorsese movies has he been in? He's been in a movie with freaking Jack.
True.
Yeah, no, that guy's legit. I mean, The Wolf of Wall Street was incredible.
I love that movie.
That movie was so fucking
man.
good. I love the part with it was a Lamborghini. Like when
Yeah.
he thought
The Quaalude.
his drug-induced reality, and then reality. Fuck!
That
God,
was
that
really
movie's so
good.
good.
I'll have to check that one out. I haven't seen that one yet.
You never
Oh,
seen Wolf
really?
of Wall Street?
Believe it or
It's
not, no, I
good.
haven't. Believe
You
it or
need
not,
to
I
see
haven't.
every single Scorsese movie, as far as I'm concerned. If you, yeah, that's just got it. You seen
It was
Raging
3.5
Bull, right?
hours, but it's good.
No, I will look into that.
Anyway, I'm a Scorsese guy. What can I say?
Even like Casino, people are so excited about Casino, and the new Netflix movie. I'm just like,
What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Like Taxi Driver, yeah, awesome.
A new Casino movie?
No. So like, I went back and I watched Casino after
Okay.
I started watching all the Scorsese movies.
Yeah.
And the new one on Netflix about what's his face?
What?
Irishman.
Yeah, Irishman. So
okay. Yeah, no.
I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
And Netflix. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it was big for Netflix, but
Yeah.
for Scorsese, I just didn't feel like it held up, even though it was brand new. You know what I mean?
Not every Scorsese movie is a hit. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember the name of the what was it, like an island, something on an island. The hell, I can't. I don't know.
Oh, Shutter Island.
Yeah,
Oh, that
that
movie's
didn't do anything
interesting.
for me.
I haven't seen that, but I heard about what it's about and stuff. Oh,
Shutter
Yeah,
Island, like the horror movie.
and is it a horror movie?
no, it's not
Shutter
a horror
Island?
movie. It's just a suspense thriller.
And it's depressing
Right.
as hell.
Yeah.
The thing is like it may seem kind of trashy, but I like Gangs of New York because I'm a Daniel Day-Lewis fan, and like Bill in Gangs of New York is one of my favorite characters ever,
Hmm.
and
He was
anyway,
good in the Name of the Father. Have you seen that one?
the funny thing is I have that on my laptop. I haven't actually watched it yet. I own the movie, but I haven't watched it because a friend gave it to me. And but I know that that's supposed to be incredible.
It is good. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it is good.
There Will Be Blood. No, that's
That
not.
sounds familiar.
It's,
No Country for Old Men.
Oh,
that's the one where he's yeah, There Will Be Blood when he's the oil magnate.
Oh yeah, that is it.
That last scene when he's with Elijah or whatever the fuck the guy's name is. They've been like taunting through the entire movie for the oil rights and whatever, and he's finally like, "Nah, I took your milkshake. I
drink your
I
milkshake.
drank your
I
milkshake.
slurp it up.
Drink it up." And then he kills the guy with a bowling.
Bowling pin or something. Yeah.
And then he goes, "I'm done." I love Daniel Day-Lewis.
He's another amazing actor.
He's the best.
What was that movie he did? He's that character with My Left Foot or something like that.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's based on a true story. It's like a painter with cerebral palsy. He literally has to use his foot to do his paintings. You know, I think that was like his first big role.
Okay.
Did
So
you ever see Lincoln?
some of it, a little bit of it, not much, but that's another one I should check
The
out.
man channeled Lincoln. And of course, James Spader's in that one, and he's incredible too. I mean, anything James Spader's in is just, guy's amazing. You know?
Yeah.
Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Yeah, even Age of Ultron, that guy
Yes, actually.
killed that role. He was so good.
He was the only good thing in the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
didn't like it? You didn't like Age of Ultron?
That was all right.
As far as the Avenger movies go, it was like probably the weakest of the bunch.
Oh,
That's a good way of putting
Exception
it.
being him.
That's fair enough.
I think with Age of Ultron, it ages like fine wine. The more that the MCU
Yeah.
progressed, the more important that movie became. Because at the time it came out, no one really cared about it. But as the MCU went on, everyone's like, "Oh, I get it now."
The thing is, I think it's a rather kind of a more of a nuanced movie with a lot more of a message. And I think you kind of probably need to watch it a couple times, and then you can appreciate it for, you know. I mean, it did deliver a lot of really, really cool things. I mean, it gave us Wanda Maximoff, and you know,
Vision.
Vision.
It gave us Vision, yeah, and it set up Civil War, and Civil War was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Civil War is brilliant, absolutely brilliant movie, and of course, you know, Quicksilver was
that's
what we have him.
weird.
Although I kind of like the X-Men version of Quicksilver. I like what they did in WandaVision with the whole character switch there. That was
pretty funny.
Even if it was just kind of a ruse, it was still great.
Night, Isaac.
Bye, Isaac.
Keep an eye on your
Yeah,
sabers.
That scene with Quicksilver and X-Men when he pulls all the kids out of the mansion and
That is
the dog and the fishbowl and everything. Oh my god, it's so good.
That was a really, really good scene.
Actually, it's probably one of the best scenes out of what's it called? Age of Apocalypse? What's the name of that movie? Something like that.
Yeah, it's Apocalypse.
Is it?
I'm thinking the comic book series Age of Apocalypse, but I forget the name of that movie. But
I mean,
yeah, that was
the
good.
X-Men movie?
Yeah, the X-Men movie. I forget the actual title of it.
I think it's just X-Men Apocalypse.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That Phoenix movie was really disappointing.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Dark Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really, really poorly written. It was a dumpster fire. I'm sorry.
I watched it. I didn't think that it was like super bad, but I was like, eh.
It just was like, you know, the thing is Sophie Turner, you know, in Game of Thrones, she's like, I love, I love Sansa. Like when she's walking away from Ramses Bolton in the,
Getting
Yeah.
fucking
in the dog cage as he's
Oh,
getting
yeah.
consumed.
Oh, yeah.
That little wry smile on her face as she's walking away. I mean, I love Sansa, but I just get the feeling like, other than being married to a Jonas brother, that's pretty much all she's ever gonna have done. She's just not very
In other words,
talented.
she's a terrible actress, but a big name, so she got cast.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't hate on her. It's just kind of like, she's not. I mean, Famke Janssen was a much better. What's her ass there? Just whatever.
Oh, Jean Grey.
Yeah, Jean Grey. Thank you.
I think Dark Phoenix was just Fox's like last gasp, because I think at that point the writing was on the wall for Disney to buy in 20th
Yeah.
Century Fox, and they just wanted to do it one more time. But I don't know.
Oh well.
No,
What we need is a brand new like reboot for X-Men with freaking Gambit.
well, you know it's coming. You know the reboot's coming
Yes.
Yeah.
at some point. That and Fantastic Four. Now that Disney or Marvel or whatever, now that they own it, There you go. Who would you cast? speculation,
Keanu
yeah.
Reeves is Wolverine.
Think you'd be able to pull that
Keanu
off?
Reeves can't do Wolverine and Revan.
But like, I think Keanu Reeves.
Matrix and another John Wick. And
Yeah, I forgot. They're doing
Okay,
another
okay.
Matrix. I can't.
So I'll give up Revan and Wolverine if he just keeps doing John Wick, because John Wick is god tier
Good, yeah.
and he needs to keep producing that. So let's keep him healthy for that. Refocus.
Yeah, but if he was Wolverine, I mean, he can do the action, obviously, because John Wick.
Yeah, but I
It's pretty
don't.
obvious.
He can do the action, but I can't. I don't know. For some reason I can't see him as.
No, he's getting kind of old,
And it's nothing to do with comparing him to Hugh Jackman. I'm thinking of like
Yeah.
people from the comic. I don't see
I
it.
think now I'm thinking about it, it doesn't really look like it. Yeah,
I
he
think he's
could-
got the look, but the voice, I don't know if he can do that. I mean, because he'd have to do that "I'm Batman" kind of thing to do the Wolverine. And
Yeah.
How about we
I mean-
get the kid that's playing whatever his name is, Paul Atreides in the new Doom movie, bulk him up, throw him in there, and make him Wolverine.
in the one movie.
Dune.
soon.
I'm trying to think.
Maybe.
He's kind of a scrawny little French kid, but put some muscle on him, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
What about him as a younger Gambit?
Huh?
What about him as a younger Gambit?
That could work too. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Because he's got that kind of a slim build. I think Gambit might be a better.
Got the accent. He can do the cage home thing.
Yeah, there you go.
First, I charge the card.
I would make Nicolas Cage Gambit. He does a nice Louisiana accent.
You would. No.
How old's the cage now? Like 64? What?
Hey, listen to me, Logan. You have to do it. Do you hear me? You have to do it.
They'd get Cage in there somewhere if they could, I'm sure. But
I'll put Nick Cage as the new Professor X. Done. Shave his head.
You know what? I'd cast Nick Cage as anyone, so I'm good with it. Magneto, sure, why not? Cyclops, yep. He looks young enough. He can do it.
No,
Well,
no,
Well, Magneto? No, wait a minute.
Nick Cage is Galactus. Yeah, why not?
There you go.
you know what he could actually do really good.
What's that?
Ironically, I could see him I don't know about looking the part or something like that, but he could definitely pull the rage for Wolverine. Have you seen Mandy?
Yeah.
Mandy?
Mhm.
Yeah, you could definitely pull off like the violence and all that jazz for it.
Yeah. But he doesn't got the look.
Yeah, it isn't
Or
a
the build.
look. Nah, not this.
Did you guys see that they're making
Yeah,
a
but he's
Face Off
already
2,
Ghost
which is a
Rider.
direct sequel?
Making a new Face Off movie.
They're making
Oh.
Face Off 2 as a direct sequel with both
How?
of them. Not a reboot, a direct
What?
sequel.
Why? How?
No,
What? What was the huh?
How?
That's the rumors last week.
How? How is that gonna work?
John
I have
Travolta
no
needs to
idea.
hit that badly.
How many times can you have your face removed?
That's what I thought.
Isn't
new
the other guy
technology.
dead? Isn't the other
I
guy
don't know
dead?
who I am. I've had my face removed 3 times, but the checks keep rolling in.
Yeah, I have
I
no
know.
idea.
I'm a man.
I'll definitely watch it.
Oh yeah, of
Out of curiosity, yeah, but I mean, Travolta needs to hit that bad.
Face.
course.
The first
a
was so
face.
good, though. The first movie was so good. I will say. I mean, it's way
Who
out there as
directed
far
that
as-
one? Who directed Face? Is that a John Woo thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Ah, fucking John Woo, man.
Killed by the pigeons.
What's Chow Yun
Mission
Fat
Impossible
doing these days?
2.
What?
You can tell by the doves.
Yeah, the
John
doves.
True.
It's like a Mission Impossible 2, and you got the dove scene.
Yep.
Oh yes, the doves. Oh, I almost forgot about the doves. What a movie!
That's the John Woo, like J.J. Abrams with the what's that called? That effect, the star
Oh, the
thing
lens
in the
flare.
lens.
The lens
lens
flare.
flare.
Yeah, it's the J.J. Abrams lens flare. It's the John Woo dove scene. Yeah.
Dude, I want to rewatch that movie just to do it. It's like no point just to be like, I want to watch Mission Impossible 2 just to do it. That movie like, does not line up with anything that's going on in the rest of that universe.
No Mission Impossible movie lines up. They're all kind of off. Especially when you go back and watch Mission Impossible 1 now, it's like, wait a minute, how did we get here? Where?
Yeah, the first one plays like a really quaint, low-key spy thriller compared to all the others.
Yeah, they're like, which bone can we break in Tom Cruise's body this time? Like,
Yeah, right.
yeah. But Mission Impossible 2 is the famous rock climbing, hang from the rocks, scene with the Oakleys on.
Yes.
Yeah.
When Tom was going through his long hair phase right before Last Samurai, which I still think is one of his best movies.
Oh, The Last Samurai is great.
I've only seen
It's-
I've only
it's-
seen a few scenes from that.
The Last Samurai is Dances with Wolves in Japan.
Kind of, yeah.
That sounds about right.
It's really good. No, you should watch The Last Samurai. It's
The Last
by far
Samurai
his best
has
movie.
the best ninja attack
Yeah, that's
in
one of the
any
scenes
movie.
I've only seen 3 scenes
Boom.
from it. And that's one of the ones I saw. That was good. That was like cool scene. That was a good one. And then the
Yeah,
other
when the
scene,
really
blacked
good.
out ones come into the village and they're like doing the arrows and all that, and people are getting picked off. Yeah, that's a good scene.
Yeah, that's cool. And
the
then
other,
and then the main the I can't remember the name of the character, but his son sacrifices himself.
Hmm.
He's like the guy that was like really, really good with the arrow, with the bow and arrow, and that's a really good movie.
That's another
So
one
they're
I
trying-
haven't seen that I need to.
I think they're trying to rescue his dad, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, he stays on the little dock over the water and keeps shooting the arrows as he keeps getting hit
Yeah.
with arrows. Yeah, that's good.
They did the blood from the mouth thing. At one point, they're like, "No, you must come with us," and he's like, "No, I'm gonna stay behind with my father to the last. And go on without me." And he's got like the little blood, and yeah, but more Japanesey. You
Yeah, gotta watch that. It's a good one.
We'll have to pick that one up.
Boy, how do we get to Tom Cruise? I know we brought us to Tom
Yeah,
Cruise,
but-
but how do we get there?
How did we?
I
We were
don't
talking
know.
about Nick Cage, and we got to like
Nick
John
Cage,
Woo.
We got
Cruise
from
went-
Nick
oh,
Cage
John
to
Woo,
John
that's right.
Woo to
Well, that went to him.
Man, that went far, that tangent.
Damn.
No, you were talking about Mission Impossible. We got into what's his ass's territory. Naturally, we're gonna head up into,
Mission Impossible, yep.
yeah.
going back to John Woo though. I don't know if you guys ever seen this this one movie he did, Hard Target,
Yes, I own it.
Van Damme.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
haven't
but
seen it.
No,
to me, Van Damme's not the best character in it. You've got Lance Henriksen as the main villain, Arnold Vosloo from The Mummy as his sidekick, and of all people, you've got Wilford Brimley as the Cajun uncle.
diabetes.
you got to see it to believe it. I mean, Van Damme is the main actor, but he's not the best part of it for me. Everybody else is better than him, as far as I'm concerned. But the
Because
action,
he's known for being such an amazing actor.
yeah. Well, I mean, granted, it's an action movie, but it's just everybody else is just more watchable. I don't know. I mean, he's not bad. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
hearing Wilford Brimley with a pseudo Cajun accent is, eat your oatmeal. I don't know. Check it out if you have a chance.
All right.
It's just one of those movies. You just have fun watching it. Typical John Woo.
Yeah, he's an entertainer. Kind of like a... Oh, I was about to compare him to Michael Bay, but that probably would have been wrong. Yeah, those are two different type of entertainers, I guess.
That really is, yeah. I mean, John Woo is always about having Chow Yun-Fat running around with 2 9mm in each hand, just like shooting everybody that they can.
And Michael Bay is all explosions.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just gonna
Michael
say,
Bay-
John Woo is very artistically violent. It's like...
Yeah. It's like, let's
That
get
is
the
true.
camera and we'll pan around this guy as shit's blowing up. And we'll just do that like for 10 minutes.
Broken
Everyone's bored.
Broken Arrow is another good one. Speaking of Travolta,
Which one?
Broken Arrow.
Oh, yeah. Broken Arrow, Face Off. I watch those movies at least once a year. They're some of my favorites.
Yeah, that's just mindless fun. But yeah,
Like
there
Die Hard.
is. Yeah, there is something. Which one? Oh,
What'd you say, Scott?
I just said like Die Hard.
Yeah,
And
that's
I-
another one for sure.
And
I
then
watch that every Christmas.
and then I started thinking about what's that show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Hmm.
It's addiction to Die Hard. Anyway,
Yeah, there's
All
a short list of movies that I have to watch like every year. I mean, at least once a year. They're just so good.
I have to watch Forrest Gump at least once a year.
that's a good one though. I will admit.
Mhm.
Great soundtrack. Not just the. I mean, Alan Silvestri's music is alright, but even the collection of songs that's on it, from all the time periods.
Yeah.
I had it was a double CD set that I had at one point, but it's like all the songs, Probably get it on Spotify though at this point.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, before we wrap it up, I got one more question. Now that football season is starting, who are you rooting for?
What's football?
I don't know.
College or NFL?
NFL.
Oh, I'm a Falcons fan, so Falcons.
Noah?
I don't really watch football, so I can't really. But I guess whatever team Tom Brady's on. I mean, yeah, it's like I don't know, man.
Well, let's see how the Patriots do. They drafted that one guy, Mac. What's his name? Mac
Mac
Jones, I think.
Jones.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know about Cam Newton though. After last year, but we'll see. I don't know. Scott, anybody for you?
Well, I live in New England, so I've always been a Patriots fan. But I guess I'm with Noah. I'm like,
Hey, let's go.
Tom Brady is still with Tampa Bay. I don't know. I'm at that point in my life where I've seen New England teams win so many effing championships that my cup is really, really filled. I just like to watch a good game. I don't really give a shit about who wins anymore, But yeah, I always root for the Patriots. I always root for the Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics. Pretty much straight across the board. I got to root for the home team. Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
True. I mean, I'm not a sports nut, but I'll, if it turns out that the home teams are doing well, I'll definitely root them on. But
If they're not doing well, whatever. I'll just if the Patriots are out, yeah, I'll fucking root for Tom Brady. Who cares?
it'll be interesting to see if he does repeat. If he still got
If
it
he
left,
does,
I think.
power to him. Go for
Yeah,
it.
at this point, yeah.
I'll root for him.
Elvis, how about you?
Well, I'm from Minnesota, so if the Vikings do well, I'm like, yay, Vikings! And I live in
Well, that's
Texas.
not gonna happen anyway.
So if the Texans
All right.
are playing, I'll be like, yay, Texans! But yeah, I have no allegiance to anyone. I don't watch football. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't follow with any kind of religiosity anymore.
All right, gentlemen, we are a few minutes short of midnight. I think this might be a good place to call it. I will say my goodbyes to you backstage, but I do thank all of you for coming on. Tim was on earlier. Carter, thank you for coming on with us for a little while.
Thanks for having me.
Definitely want to get you in a future stream. Anybody watching the stream now who joined us in the chat, anybody watching after the fact, thank you for that. Follow these guys on YouTube. Subscribe to their channels. They got really good stuff. Find them on Instagram. Follow them there. They definitely deserve all the support. And enjoy the rest of your summer. Thank you for watching. As always, until the next video, be good, be well, be safe, and be happy. Gentlemen, I will see you backstage. Thank you, everybody. Take care, guys.
Bye.